toast. In fact, we've had toast for dinner. But tonight, I nailed it. KFC Family Feast. 9 pieces, any recipe, 3 large sides, 6 biscuits, $19.99. Do not give up on dinner.
Getting ready for semifinal game number 2 from the Baltimore Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. The William & Mary Tribe and the Towson Tigers get set to do battle here for the right to move on to the CAA Championship tomorrow night. Hi, everybody, and welcome to NBCSN's coverage of the CAA Championship here in Baltimore. Mike Corey, Ron Thompson, Dallin Cuff in just a little bit. How about first in semifinal game number 1, Delaware knocking off Northeastern for the right to go to the championship today?
It was an awesome game, and it was as billed, but I thought it was a little bit too much pressure, too much perimeter play for Delaware. That's why they got the victory. All
right, so the Blue Hens are awaiting the winner of this one, Towson and William & Mary. What do you like in this matchup?
Well, it's going to be an interesting dynamic because you're going to see William & Mary spread the floor. They're going to try to beat you from behind the arc. They're going to let Britt, as well as Marcus Thornton, really go to work on the perimeter. And then Towson on the other end, they like to junk it up a little bit. They're going to throw it up there on the glass. If it doesn't go in, they're going to try to beat you with their athleticism. And then when all else fails, they give it to Benjamin, who can do everything on the court, whether tailing the ball, whether set guys up, or score on the block.
2-time CAA Player of the Year, 21 double-doubles this season. That leads the NCAA. He is also first in the country in rebounding as well.
What makes him so tough is his versatility. You look at his size physically, and you don't think that he can do some of the things he can do, but he has a backcourt mate with him in Marcus Damas that is huge for them. He's their X factor. When you look at Towson, a lot of attention is given to Benjamin, but don't forget, this guy is capable of getting 20, and he gives it up for you on the defensive end, but on the offensive end, he can catch and shoot threes as well as get to the basket.
Tigers knocked off the defending champion James Madison yesterday to earn the right to play here today against William & Mary, who knocked off College of Charleston 70-59. And this is a William & Mary team that is running and gunning and going up and down the court in transition.
Well, they're playing at a slightly different pace than traditional William & Mary ball club, and that's because of a guy they have in their backcourt named Marcus Thornton. He, in my opinion, is the most exciting player in the CAA. He struggled a little bit from the arc as of late, but once he gets it going, he's impossible to stop. He can catch and shoot or go off the bounce.
One of the 6 seniors for them, and how about Brandon Britt? He's been outstanding.
Britt, I thought yesterday gave William & Mary the boost they needed to get over the hump. Yesterday, William & Mary, they were struggling from the arc. So what did Britt do? He decided to say, you know what? Enough with these shooting threes. We're going to get to the basket. And he single-handedly put his head down and got to the rack at will.
To the starting lineups. First for the Tribe, Tim Rustow, and it's been a great year for him and his senior season as well. First in the CAA in field goal percentage at a 58% from the field. The All-CAA second-team selection for head coach Tony Shaver, the all-time winningest coach in William & Mary history. Caught up with him earlier today. Excited about the opportunity to try to get his team back to the title game for the 3rd time in 7 seasons. Raphael Guthrie, the starting 5 of the Towson Tigers, has been a key contributor along with Mike Burwell, Benjamin, who you talked about, and Damas. That's 4 seniors out of that group with Tamaj Parker-Rivera, the sophomore. And head coach Pat Scarry, what a turnaround it was at Towson. Just 2 years ago, they had just 1 win, 1-31, 18-13 last year. They're 23-9 now. Let's go to Dallin, who's standing by with Coach Scarry.
Thanks, guys. Coach, you beat William & Mary twice this year. Marcus Thornton was a combined 6 for 30. What were you successful in doing to shut him down, and what do you need to do today?
Well, we got to take away the three-point shot. He's a terrific player. I don't know if you can shut him down. We're going to try to get over every ball screen, hedge everything, make him take tough 2-point shots.
In terms of Terrell Benjamin, what does he need to do to handle some of the double teams he's going to see today?
Keep the ball hot, pass out of it, and make sure he gets to the offensive glass.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck.
All right, Dallin, so we shall see if the Tigers, with their home fans behind them here, not that far up the road in Towson, Maryland. We are in Baltimore here today at the Baltimore Arena. So the winner of this one plays Delaware for the championship tomorrow night, a 7 o'clock Eastern start right here on NBCSN. Looking forward to bringing it to you. And the Tigers, and really the turnaround for the entire school and athletic department, you feel like, in a way, with Ron, the way their football team played this year, a school record 13 wins. They went to the national championship game, lost to North Dakota State. Now the Towson Tigers under head coach Pat Scarry, and what they've done, they're adding on to a history-making season with 23 wins, adding on to that total, the most ever in the history of Towson basketball.
Pat Scarry's done an absolute awesome job at taking a program from ground zero. When I say ground zero, we're talking 1 win. And then from that 1 win to jump to 18 to where they are now. And he's done it with a mixture of guys. You know, to have guys come in that have transferred. He's got a few JUCO guys. To get guys that come in so late in the process and get these guys to buy in and gel together is a huge feat.
Tim Nestor, William Covington, and Tim Comer, our officials here today. As we re-jump. And underway, semifinal game number 2. Winner to take on Delaware for the championship tomorrow. And the Tigers on the defensive end first with Tamaj Parker Rivera knocking a pass out of bounds. And here's Marcus Thornton. On a day he had yesterday, 16 points in that last game. One of the leaders for this team, the junior who we just talked about. Senior-laden team. Here's a 3 by Britt, and the first shot is good for Brandon Britt, the senior out of Chesapeake, Virginia. 3-0 Tribe.
That was vintage William & Mary basketball. They swung the ball around the perimeter. Multiple guys touched it. Ends up with a 3.
Guthrie corralling the pass from Benneman. Gets a step. A little bit too strong that time. Tarpey feeding the cutter, and it's Rustover. Quick 5 on the board for the Tribe. William & Mary knocking off College of Charleston 70-59 yesterday. Had to come from behind. Much better second half for them. Tigers were in a foul fest against James Madison. Ended up coming out on top 80-71. Burwell behind the back for Benneman. That's a 3. That's good.
Nice possession that time by Towson. Burwell came off the high ball screen, hit it hard, drew two defenders, tossed it back for Benneman for the 3.
And that's what we're talking about with his versatility. 33% from three-point range. Needs to be guarded everywhere on the court. Foul on Guthrie.
You know, William & Mary, they started the game with a 3. Good ball movement. Britt was set. And then what they do, they get out in transition. They'll take opportunity breaks. Good job by Rustoven at beating Towson Biggs down the middle.
How many big shots have Thornton hit last night?
Oh, huge. I mean, and he struggled for most of the game, but down the stretch, he hit the shots that put him over the hump.
Rustoven steps. Marcus Damas, right to the hole.
That's a little bit of the versatility I talked to you about with Damas in the open. He's long, he's athletic, and you have to guard the 3. And once you push up on him, he can put the ball on the floor, as you just saw.
Britt thought about the 3 and gave it up to Thornton. Damas is a 1,000-point scorer for Towson. And it's a turnover. Tiger ball.
Right there, you see Damas outside the 3-point line. He gets all the way to the basket with one dribble, and he's just long, he's stretched, and just extended. Someone from William & Mary has to come over and give help.
The only player to really play significantly for Coach Scarry for the 3 years that he's been the coach. He was the best player on that 1-31 team a couple years ago, and look how far they've come.
Well, Coach Scarry said of all the guys, he's made the most sacrifices on the ball club so far, just based on his individual ability. He said because before they got Benneman, he was the guy. He said he can easily get you 25 points a game. He said what he's done is downshifted his game offensively to give Benneman a little bit more freedom.
Tim Rustoven called for his first foul for William & Mary, and here is Mike Burwell. Many thought that he probably could have been on one of the all-conference teams this season as Rustoven takes a seat in favor of Sean Sheldon. Burwell, him and Benneman started all 31 games last year. And that combination, along with a couple other players who started all 32 this year, is averaging over 10 points a game to Towson 1-point lead. 6-0 run by the Tigers after the Tribe scored the first 5 of the game. Gaillard, look at that drive.
Good job that possession with William and Mary with their spacing. They spread you out. They put 4 guys at least outside the 3-point line, and then that opens up potential driving opportunities, especially off of ball movement.
And the 2-time team captain at William and Mary has given them a 1-point lead. They got a foul away from the ball, says Tim Nestor.
Take a look at the spacing by William and Mary. 4 guys outside the arc, and when you have body movement as well as ball movement, it will create driving opportunities. And if you're Towson, you can't foul the ball. You have to jump in the direction of the ball and be ready to help.
Inside for Guthrie. And redirected. Thornton. That was quick, and Burwell has the rebound. Omar Pruitt was called for the foul for William and Mary. Their second team foul, just over 4 minutes gone by here in the first half. Damas on the drive, a little contact, and the basket counts.
I think Damas has sniffed out a weak link. There's no way that the Tribe can guard him one-on-one that far from the basket. And he's just taking isolation situations and taking advantage of them and getting to the rack. Good job by him not settling for jump shots, doing what he has to do to inch his way to the basket. William and Mary down 1.
Tonight, playoff positioning continues. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, and the Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks take on Buffalo. Blackhawks, Sabres, tonight 7:30 Eastern on NBCSN. NBCSN brings you an all-new show, NASCAR America.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rick Allen alongside Jeff Burton.
Delivering news, highlights, access to the most dynamic stars in racing. NASCAR America, weekdays 5 Eastern on NBCSN.
Need a Pro to Go? Use a Hampton Roads Pro to Go. A Pro to Go is your service authority. Names you can trust, service you can count on.
At A1 American, we work on or replace any brand of equipment. We know emergencies don't always happen during business hours, so call us 24/7 or visit us online at a1american.com. And remember, we're not just A1, we're A1 American.
So when you need a pro, visit Pro to Go TV on Cox Channel 1895.
When you need a pro you can count on, go to Channel 1895 for a Pro to Go.
Stratford University, changing lives, one student at a time. Stratford's proven learn by doing approach gives you real-world, hands-on learning. Stratford University. Contact us today at stratford.edu.
From healthcare to home improvement, Pro to Go on Channel 1895. Breaking news update for hip implant patients. Recent reports and findings link metal hip implants to serious complications and injuries. The types of implants that may be affected include DePuy ASR, Johnson & Johnson, Stryker, and Zimmer. If you or a loved one are suffering from these symptoms or have a recalled or defective hip implant, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call now.
Call 1-800-379-1330.
Towson with an early 1-point lead on William and Mary. Winner to take on Delaware for the championship tomorrow. Let's go inside the game with Dallin Cuff inside the William and Mary huddle.
Thanks, Mike. When you watch the Princeton offense, a lot of people talk about backdoor cuts. You're going to see, yeah, William and Mary will do some of that, but there's also a ton of flare screens. You have to handle the flare screen the proper way. And when you look at the first play of the game, this shows a lack of understanding execution from Raphael Guthrie, number 22. Freeze it, fellas. You see him right here. There's his man, Brandon Britt. He's got to go over that screen and chase him off. He doesn't. Takes a false step, goes under the screen. Angle of the screen's going to change. Too much space. Run it, guys. Brandon Britt's going to stop behind it, and now there's about 6 feet of space. He's a great shooter. He can drop it from NBA range. Guthrie's got to go over that screen. You heard Coach Scarry say, chase them off the line, over the screen, chase them off the three-point line.
Well, you certainly have to, because William and Mary is the best in terms of shooting the three-pointer throughout the CAA. First at 39.6% from the outside. as Marcus Damas is at the free throw line, was fouled by Sean Sheldon before the timeout. Made the basket and converts the three-point play. Thornton. With ball reversal to the corner and back up top for Tarpe. Shot clock at 10. Tarpe, the extra pass to Pruitt for three, doesn't go. Good offensive rebound by Sheldon, got it stripped. He will stay with the Tribe. Britt for three, again space, and he trades it. Well, kind of goes back to what Dallin was just talking about there a little bit.
All night long, William & Mary, they're going to have good spacing. So from a defensive standpoint, if you're Towson, when there are crosses, when there's switches, when there's penetration, your communication has to be high.
Britt 2 for 2 from three-point range. Turnover on the Tigers.
Again, they're spaced out beside the arc, behind the arc, and miscommunication that time between Guthrie and Burrell, which left Britt wide open. Adjustments have to be made. If you're going to leave someone open, it can't be Britt because he's hit 2 long bombs already.
It's a communication game against these guys, right? I mean, getting over the top of the screens, finding out the open shooters. If you're sagging in, trying to help out, you got to get out there.
And when you watch their offense, they like, as great steal that time by Parker Rivera, but their offense likes you to space out, and they take advantage of you making mistakes. They don't attack and initiate things offensively. They play on your miscues. Right here, Rivera does an excellent job at breaking it up. He didn't allow them to pass the ball around the perimeter. He shot the passing lane and got out in transition, and Towson has to do more of that.
Foul right there on Tarpe. We'll say on the floor, so Towson inbounds with Burwell. McGlynn is in for the first time today. The three-point threat for the Tigers. Wearing number 4. Here's Burwell on the drive. Getting the feed from Benjamin. Doesn't go. Britt pulls it down. Tarpe steps it in. Got his shot partially deflected by Benjamin. And Burwell takes for 2.
That was just an excellent one-on-one move, I thought, that time by Burwell. Tarpe taking an ill-advised shot. That's not his game, going off the dribble, trying to create. Burwell totally took advantage of it in attack.
Nice backdoor cut by Pruitt, the CAA's Rookie of the Year. And he's going to the free throw line for 2.
Burwell coming full steam ahead. Tarpe backpedaling a little bit, and Burwell just took advantage of him that time in transition. And that's when Towson is at their best, when they don't have to come down each possession and run a set. If they can get this game in a track meet, that's what they want.
It's the first foul of the game on Benjamin for Towson, the second team foul. And Omar Pruitt, the freshman from Mount Sterling, Kentucky, the CAA Rookie of the Year, was the CAA Rookie of the Week 7 times this season, led all freshmen in scoring. It was 17th in the conference. And we got a basketball family. His mother and sister played basketball. We'll pick up where they left off, and at Montgomery County High School. A great addition for the Tribe. They tie the game at 11. Benjamin choosing not to use the Foster screen and runs into traffic. We've got a jump ball. And it'll stay with the Tigers with 11 to shoot.
I tell you what, the Tribe, for the most part, they're doing a good job at having good team defense. That time when Benjamin drove, you had 3 guys coming over to try to give support to try and shut him down. Active hands, because when Benjamin drives, very seldom when he gets that close does he look to pass.
Out-of-bounds possession to Towson.
Right now, Towson, they're going to have to go quickly because only 10 seconds left on the shot clock, so they can't play around with this possession.
Burwell, he does not. He launches up a jumper. It's a three, and it's good. Transfer from South Florida, one of the 4 seniors for the Tigers. 3-point lead. Before it goes in to Rustow and a foul.
With the short shot clock that Towson had, William & Mary had to be a lot more aware of where the possible shot could come from. That time, Burwell throws it in, and then he just steps in. No one rotates the guard, and then he nails it.
Nice little screen there for him. Burwell goes out. There's a three and a foul as Marcus Thornton's going to have 3 shots coming up. Raphael Guthrie picks up the foul.
That time, Marcus Thornton, he was fading backwards, almost falling out of bounds. Guthrie bailed him out on the foul. Marcus Thornton sometimes, I think, settles too much for the long ball. And he can shoot it, but he can also handle the ball. He's so athletic. Sometimes I think he can set up that open jump shot by attacking a little bit more.
Yeah, that was a quick one. The second foul, though, on Raphael Guthrie.
You see right here, he's coming off a little curl screen. Guthrie's a little bit short getting to him, and he pushed him in the stomach. The foul wasn't high. It was right around the midsection.
Coach Scary talking it over with the officials as Guthrie has to come out. He'll sit with 12:51 left first half. And John Davis is in for the first time today for Towson. Freshman out of Philadelphia. Here's Brandon Britt returning to the Tribe lineup, and Thornton's going to take a seat.
So far this game, the pace of this game favors William & Mary. It's not that reckless. Each possession from both squads have been mostly half-court situations, and right now they changed their defense. They're in a 1-3-1 half-court defense that's really extended.
Benjamin kicks it to McGlynn. That's what he does, is launch threes. That one doesn't go. Rebound, Davis. John Davis in there in the mix. There's a foul on the floor on the Tribe.
Now, believe it or not, that's what Towson does best. They throw it up there and they go get it. That possession, you saw 2 different offensive rebounds. If you're William & Mary and you're in that zone, which is very difficult to box out in a zone, especially in 1-3-1, you got to turn and find somebody.
Britt called for the foul, his first. 5 team fouls on William & Mary in this first half. McGlynn to put it in for Benjamin. Benjamin taking on all comers, and it's going to be an offensive foul, and that is really going to change some things here now.
Again, the team defensive concept for William & Mary so far this game has been perfect, especially on Benjamin. Whenever he gets it and looks to drive, they crowd him and crowd him aggressively because usually he's a shoot-first guy when he drives, and he's getting himself caught up a few possessions once he's driven.
And that was a nice job by Gaillard to take that charge, and that is the second foul on Benjamin. He stays in. He rarely comes out. We'll see what happens here. Rustoven over to Daniel Dixon for a 3. No good. Rebound pulled home by Davis.
With Benjamin with 2 quick fouls, look for him to start now to be less of a driver and start to take more jump shots, Mike.
I was going to say, how does this game, have to change here? It's still 11:35 to go in this first half. You can't pick up a third here.
2 things. He has to be careful on drives and post-ups.
McGlynn relocates. And it's going to be a foul on Gaillard over the back of John Davis coming in for that rebound for Towson. It'll take us to a timeout. So the Tigers lead it by 1, 14-13 over the Tribe. Winner to take on Delaware for the championship tomorrow. Back to Baltimore after this.
Hey, how was work?
Great.
You need to just cut it down?
What's the status?
Network's up 100%.
Hi, how was your weekend?
It was great.
In the Army Reserve, all it takes is 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year to get the skills, training, and strength of being in the Army.
Hi, neighbor. You're selling your action figures. You love those.
Oh, my car needs a new window track, and the dealer wants a fortune. Time for desperate measures.
Don't pay crazy dealer prices when RockAuto.com has all the parts your car will ever need at half the price. Here's your window regulator. Pick the brand, click Add Part. It's easy.
With Rock Auto's low prices, I can fix my car and keep my action figures. And you too, Buster.
Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
Whoa. Nobody insures more bikes than Progressive. Do you guys ride?
Well, no.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if you know anybody else who also rides, send them here. We got great coverage. It's not like bikers love their bikes more than life itself. I doubt anyone will even notice.
Leading the pack in motorcycle insurance. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Lobsterfest is the king of all promotions.
Don't miss Red Lobster's Lobster Fest, the year's largest selection of lobster entrees like Lobster Lover's Dream or new dueling lobster tails, with one crab stuffed tail and one topped with shrimp. Hurry in and see food differently.
Towson has never been to the CAA championship game, and win today would change that. Furthest was the semifinals in 09 and this year, but the Tribe standing in the way, and they're great spacing out there on the court.
Spacing and ball movement is what they do. Oftentimes they'll have 4, sometimes 5 guys outside the arc, and once they have you spaced out, they catch you in a situation defensively where you're scrambling, trying to chase them. And once that happens, they've got the ability to take a 3, to put the ball on the floor, get in the pockets, and take those pull-up jump shots.
Brandon Britt's got 6 points to start on 2 for 2 from the outside. This guy's shooting 50% three-point range this season. The free throw line, John Davis. Yeah, Britt coming in 26 of 52 from three-point range for the Tribe. Didn't know if Davis was going to play today. He had mono earlier this year, missed 11 games, still feeling a little bit of the effects. And Coach Scarry said it was kind of a game-time decision, but he is out there. He's got 3 rebounds already, just over a minute of action so far on this one. Good drive by Britt, got it blocked. Parker Rivera and up to Damas. Burwell finishes.
Good hard push that time by Damas off the miss to get them that open jump shot by Burwell in the corner. And when he pushed it, he got no resistance. He got all the way to the paint that time. The defense had to collapse, and it was a smart decision for him to pitch it out.
A 3 by Burwell, coming off a 17-point game in the last game in the win over James Madison. Drive by Thornton, and it is out of bounds off of Rustov and Tiger ball.
Damas showing you a little bit of his versatility with that 6'7" frame. He pushes it all the way, gets both feet in the paint, and then kicks it to the outside for the open 3. Burwell, we've seen him hit a few threes. We've seen him slash to the basket, and that time we see him doing a little playmaking.
Well, he's 2 for 2 from three-point range so far on this one. With 9 points. Davis going up against Rustoven, doesn't go, fight for it. They call a jumper a foul. They call a foul on Burwell. Gaillard ripped it away.
That is his first, 17-6.
16 fouls on the Tigers, first on him. Thornton, a step back. Yes, wow. The junior from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, not far from here. A steal right out of midair by Tarpey, who takes it right in for 2. What happened there?
That time, I thought it was just an ill-advised pass, and it almost looked like he was throwing it to Tarpey.
And then Towson stopped playing. It's tied at 17, and Pat Scarry on the sideline says, what are we doing here, guys? Four-point lead erased rather quickly. Damas got it blocked by Tarpey. What a play. It's going to stay with Towson, though.
Look at this. This time Burwell inbounds it, and there's no one there to kind of help him out. At the last minute, he just throws it away, worried about the count. He would have been better off taking the count, and then you can set your defense up. That time, he just threw it away and gave up 2 points.
Jeez, remember back in the day when you're playing ball, everybody came to try to get the ball from out of bounds. Throw it to me, throw it to me.
At that time, nobody wanted
the ball. Remember that when you're growing up? Gonna head over to the monitor here. Take a look at the shot clock. So it's a review on the shot clock here with 9:28 to go. Whether or not anybody had possession, it got reset. So here's what happened. Here you go.
A great selection of t-shirts, hats, and other CAA merchandise.
So Damas, the shot was blocked. And there you see the shot clock being reset. So nobody had possession. It should not be reset. It should be Towson ball because they did call it Towson ball, but shot clock should be at what, around 13 or so?
Yeah, around 13, 15, right now in pocket 13. Yep.
Got it.
And I like that rule, because you want to be able to get it right. And in the early part of the game, you'll say, well, what's the difference between 5 seconds or 3 seconds? Well, if this game comes down to the wire, 3 to 5 seconds is an awful lot, especially to a coach.
Tribe defense only has to play D for 13 seconds here instead of 35.
Huge
different things can happen. Yeah. Now the shot clock's at 8. Benneman hoists it up. No. Rebound Rustover. Thornton. Look at Marcus Thornton from all angles. Fading away for 3.
And that's just not an example of Marcus Thornton being hot. That's what he does.
Now you're right. 3 ties and 6 lead changes thus far in this first half. Try back up. Damas inside for Parker Rivera. Basket and a foul.
Excellent focus that time by Rivera, not giving up on the play. We've seen Damas's DNA all over this first half. Excellent pass that time on the interior. But Parker Smith-Rivera, just a grown man, strong move. Staying focused, keeping his eye on the rim, getting the 2 points.
Second foul on Tim Rustoven. 17th foul for the Tribe. Tamaj Parker Rivera out of Milford, Connecticut. St. Joseph's High School, number 2 player in the state of Connecticut a couple years ago. They won back-to-back titles. Comes here now in his frame at 6'7", 215, a huge addition for Towson in their rebuilding process.
When you look at Rivera's game, you see a guy that a year from now is going to benefit from all the minutes that he's logged because he's going to be one of the main focal guys that they go to on the interior.
And a hand check foul here on Towson. It's on Burwell, his second. And that's a 17th foul, so 1-1 here coming up for William and Mary as we're tied at 20.
See, when William and Mary, when they spread you out all over the floor, your defensive ability or inability to defend sometimes gets exposed because it's not in a congested area. You have to be able to slide your feet hard and to the left, slide your feet hard to the right. And if you can't defend, if you can't guard, you're going to get fouls all night.
Fight for it here, and Damas, while he was rolling around with it but had possession, called timeout before he lost it. So the Tigers will keep it when we return. 8:34 to go in the first half. Tribe and the Tigers tied at 20.
When you get away from smartphones and video games and tablets, it's amazing what you can really plug into. This spring, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Lobsterfest is the king of all promotions.
Don't miss Red Lobster's Lobster Fest, the year's largest selection of lobster entrees like Lobster Lover's Dream or new dueling lobster tails, with 1 crab stuffed tail and 1 topless shrimp. Hurry in and see food differently.
Many ways to follow CAA basketball this season's championship. The league is on Twitter at CAA Basketball and using the official hashtag CAA Hoops. Visit CAAsports.com and the official men's basketball blog, Hoop Scoop, for exclusive daily content from Baltimore and more ways to join the conversation on social media. Mike Corey, Ron Towson, Dallin Cuff here with you from the Baltimore Arena. Baltimore, Maryland, semifinal game number 2. Winner to take on Delaware tomorrow for the CAA championship and the right to go to the NCAA tournament. Here's Benjamin with 2 fouls. Guthrie, 6 to shoot. Raphael Guthrie, strong drive.
That's what he does. You'll see him take very few perimeter jump shots. You'll see him oftentimes put his head down and drive, and you think nothing's there, Mike, and he always finds a way to get the ball to the basket.
Comes up with something, doesn't he? 22-20, Towson. Gaillard lobs it over the top, finding Britt. Britt spinning through traffic. Got it back for 3 in the lead. And Tamaj Parker Rivera on the rebound. Guthrie for Parker Rivera, and it's blocked again down low a couple of times by Gaillard tonight. Nice play.
Excellent team defense on the interior that time by the Tribe.
Thornton up and under. Nifty move.
Marcus Thornton changes gears and has the ability to go from left to right better than anyone I've seen in the country.
Good job by Thornton here. In this first half, he's got 9 points. Gaillard has 3 blocks so far for the William & Mary Tribe down low. Damas trying to post up, but Guthrie's going to take it. Shot clock, 5. Guthrie. Tough one, got the bounce. How about Thornton just said, you kidding me?
He says, what are you talking about? All I do is drive.
Thornton had a hand in his face. And he still got it. Thornton splitting the D. Finds Tarpey for 3. That one's good. And Terry Tarpey, the sophomore from Stamford, Connecticut, drains a 3 to tie it at 25.
I tell you what, that's gravy if Tarpey starts hitting threes. He's only shooting 18% from behind the line.
Just his 4th three-pointer of the season, Ron. You got it. 4 of 16 from three-point range for him. Benjamin travel. We got a timeout.
Guthrie flexing his muscles here late in the first half, doing what he does best. Nice little head fake, no need to go for that. Explodes to the basket. Then the very next possession, the shot clock's winding down. He says, you know what the heck, let me take this one. Nip and tuck here in the first half. We're all tied up in Baltimore.
It's inspiring, breathtaking, and gut-wrenching. It's unpredictable. It divides us. It unites us. Because when you get closer to the action and closer to the moments that matter, you get closer to the sports you love. The NBC Sports Network.
And here is your workspace.
What's that?
Well, that's your internet. It's DSL, so it'll just pop up randomly. See? You gotta be ready. You gotta fire hands. And now it's gone.
How will I get anything done?
Slowly. In short bursts, dragged out throughout a very long day. Come this way. Gotta meet the interns. They're so cute.
Why suffer slow internet? Bundle with Cox Business and get speeds faster than DSL with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call today.
Now, it's your chance to try the hottest selling hair removal product in the world. It's No from Radiancy, the long-lasting hair removal breakthrough that gives you no hair with no pain.
I don't have to worry about my mustache coming through or my sideburn, and that's all because of No.
No continues to receive rave reviews. Plus, it's become a worldwide sensation with over 2 million customers in 50 countries.
I don't see it coming back for weeks, and with shaving, I will see it the next morning.
Call now and we'll rush you everything you need to get rid of your unwanted hair. And get this, you can try No-No risk-free for not 30 days, but 60 days with a triple guarantee. See for yourself how No-No delivers long-lasting results. If you're not 100% satisfied, return it, and we'll refund the purchase price, refund the shipping, and even pay the return postage.
Call 1-800-941-8090 or visit trynono.tv now.
Tied at 25 in this second semifinal matchup of the CAA Championship. Let's have more inside the game talk with Dallin Cuff. Dallin?
Thanks, Mike. William & Mary is top 50 in the country in offensive efficiency, according to Ken Pomeroy. And they do the little things. And when the defense doesn't do the little things, they pick you apart. They read your mistakes, and they take advantage. They got great players to do it. Let's check out a player, Marcus Thornton, taking advantage of a defender trying to guard him on the ball screen. You see Burnwell's going to come over this first screen. Does a good job of getting over that quick enough. But as Thornton reassesses, frees it, guys, you see this left foot is a little dead. He needs to get up into Thornton, take away his space so he can get over the screen. He doesn't do that. Help comes late. Run it, fellas. Help comes late. They corral him, yes, and he hits a tough step-back jumper, but he is such a good player. That's way too much space. Got to take it away, and as Coach said, take him off the line. They keep talking about it in the huddle. Take away space, take guys off the line, make them a little uncomfortable.
Well, Dallin, how about Thornton scoreless his first 7 minutes of the game? He's got 9 points in the last 7 minutes, and we're tied at 25. Here's Daniel Dixon. Nice move by Dixon. Doesn't go, though. Rebound pulled home by Damas. Foster. Benedict tips it in. Just the 5th point of the night so far for Jarrell Benjamin. Tarpey works it in on Foster. Floats it up and in off the window. A nice shot by Tarpey. He's got 7 points.
It was a good decision by Tarpey. That time, even though he hit a 3 earlier in the game, that's not what he does.
Right.
Him putting his head down, getting to the basket, trying to draw contact, much better move.
When he did it too, drawing contact as well, and he still was able to finish. 4.5 left here in this first half. Coach Scary really doing some coaching on the sideline, trying to get his guys in the right spots. Burwell, a foul as Foster went for that offensive rebound. He got pushed.
Second chance points, that's what Towson likes to do. Good penetration by Burwell, but even better job by Benjamin at crashing the boards. William & Mary, when those shots go up, you have to know that that's the scouting report. One of the ways that Towson likes to score is not throughout the course of their offense. It's crashing the offensive boards. You have to turn, put a body on him, and keep him out of there.
Second foul on Sean Sheldon. Foster at the line. It's a 1-and-1. And he's got another. For more on second chance points, let's go back to Dallin.
Tony Shaver was harping about it in the huddle, saying, guys, we have to box out. You got to put a body on a body. You have to be tough. You have to be physical in this game. That's Towson's game. As Ron has already said, they're going to put it on the rim and they're going to go chase it. They know it, the Tribe, but they have to execute. He's not pleased with it right now.
2-point lead again for the Tigers here, coming up on 4 minutes left.
Towson in a little bit of a matchup, and the soft spot is right around that free throw line area.
Pruitt had a good look at a 3, and there's a foul on the rebound this time on the Tigers. It came down to Sheldon.
Towson foul on number 1, Marcus Damas.
So Damas picks up his foul, his first foul, Marcus Damas, and that's the 8th team foul. So 1-and-1 for Sean Sheldon.
Sean Sheldon to the line for William & Mary. Shooting 1.
Sophomore out of Traverse City, Michigan. Averages about 14 minutes a ball game. Gives him a good, 3 or 4 points, 3 rebounds a game, something like that for them, right?
He's one of those guys that comes in and his stats don't always show his value to the ball club. He's the guy that gets the hockey assist a lot of times. He's the guy that gets the tip out that someone else gets to rebound because of. He single-handedly in the game last night in a quiet way helped these guys grab the win.
And he ties it back up at the free throw line. That's our 8th tie so far here in this first half. 7 lead changes with under 4 to go. Burwell, Damas, Foster, McGlynn, and Benjamin. And this drive by Burwell goes in for 2.
Towson's doing a great job at not just settling for long-range jump shots. Each possession, their whole ball club is trying to get as close as they can to force William & Mary to stop them.
Thornton again. A little bit long. Rebound Damas. Burwell's got 11 points for the Tigers. And that leads everyone in scoring so far in this first half. Trying to add to it with a 3, and it's short. Tarpey, a 1-on-3, and feeds it back for Dixon. And now look who's running the break here. It's Benjamin. Benjamin to the basket.
He's just so tough. He took that one coast to coast, changed directions, and was able to finish with his left hand.
And that's 7 for the transfer from Georgetown, the senior out of Warrington, Virginia. And a timeout taken by the Tribe with 2:47 left in this first half, and we'll take it with them. 4-point lead for the Towson Tigers. Never been to the CAA championship game ever in the CAA. Trying to change that here tonight.
There are nearly 5,000 agents in the DEA.
Let's go!
But only the most elite are chosen for the Special Operations Unit.
Yes, Smith.
Down! On March 28th,
we penetrate drug organizations.
You have to be the best.
John Cartel's got your wife and kids.
To go to war with the worst.
I'm gonna destroy them.
Clean up aisle 3.
Here we go!
Sabotage. Rated R. Starts March 28th.
Welcome back to Baltimore with Towson up 4 right now. And Burwell taking advantage of their ability to get to the basket. That time he was able to get all the way to the basket before the help side defense was able to come. And right here, Jarrell Benjamin, he's like a freight train at this point, coming full steam ahead. There was nothing that Tarpey could do.
This is the largest lead for Towson here in this game. It's just 4 points. Good knock away. Damas saves it. Benjamin recovers it. And now McGlynn for 3. In and out. Burwell fouled on the rebound. Good effort by the Tigers here on this set. Free throws coming when we come back. Towson 33. William & Mary 29.
Making sure your tires are in good shape is easy.
Just put a penny head first into the grooves.
If Abe's head doesn't touch a tread, your tires are probably bald, which can be unsafe.
Come into Meineke today and get up to an $80 rebate on a set of 4 Cooper tires for a limited time.
Fire up your breakfast with sriracha sauce at Subway. The warmest way to start the day. Add it to your favorite breakfast sandwich for a chili pepper punch.
Breakfast made the way I say.
It's our boldest flavor yet. Subway, eat fresh.
Okay, here's the way the system works. Let's say you pay your guy around 2% to manage your money. That's not much, you think, except it's 2% every year. Does that make a difference? Search cost of financial advisors. Ouch! Over time, it really adds up. Then go to E-Trade and find out how much our advice costs. Spoiler alert, it's low. Really? Yes, really. E-Trade offers investment advice and guidance from dedicated professional financial consultants. It's guidance on your terms, not ours. That's how our system works. E-Trade. Less for us, more for you.
In Virginia, there is a place where remarkable people have come for centuries to discover and create. William & Mary, inspiring a nation since 1693.
The day we rescued Riley was a truly amazing day. He was a matted mess in a small cage. So that was our first task, was getting him to wellness. Without Angie's List, I don't know if we could have found all the services we needed for our Riley.
From contractors and doctors to dog sitters and landscapers, you can find it all on Angie's List.
We found Riley at the shelter. We found everything he needed at Angie's List.
Join today at angieslist.com.
Welcome back to Baltimore with Towson up 4. Take a look at Damas right here. Watch the distance that he covers to get through this passing lane, to get the steal, to get Towson out in transition. Excellent read that time by Damas. Extends his arm, shoots the passing lane, and just outruns everyone, saves this play. Later in this play, Towson ended up getting an offensive rebound. In my opinion, he should get a steal as well as an assist, because offensive boards, that's how Towson plays. That's part of their offense. That's part of them scoring.
This is all when Coach Scarry came here a couple years ago, 3 years ago, where he said he had to change habits. You know, this team was 0-21 that year. He practiced the same way. He said, you know, on the road, he said he would go and he'd go right to his room, you know. He'd be like, you know, it was a tough year. They ended up 1-31. And then the second year, 18-13, guys started believing, recognized they can win games. We're closing in on really a successful season. They weren't eligible for the CAA tournament last year. And so now this year, with a school record 23 wins, and have an opportunity to get to the title.
But once you win, you then have to teach your ball club how to stay on top, because you go from hunting to now being the hunted. And it's a different mindset that you have to have, and it's paying attention to detail. You know, people are getting up for you every single night. It's a different animal that you have to get your team ready to prepare for.
And not a lot of teams, as a three-pointer goes up and in by Julian Bodner, who now gets into the act, cutting the lead in half. It's a 35-32 ball game now in favor of Towson. And how many teams can you think of that really, honestly, went from the basement, you know, to the top in 1 year? I mean, they went from last to first.
And he did it with a lot of transfers, with the guys coming in from junior college. And that's a hard thing to do, because you don't have a lot of time to develop chemistry.
Damas inside, doesn't go. Rebound pulled home by Pruitt. Thornton looking for the screen from Sheldon. Has it and launches up a three for the tie. Yes, and a foul. And a chance to give William & Mary the lead.
Again, they hover around that three-point arc, and if you're not there on the catch, you're in trouble right there. A little penetration gets Bodner open on the perimeter, and this is just a big-time one-on-one play here by Marcus Thornton. They were there. That's just an even better shot.
And he got hit on the arm by Mike Burwell, who picks up his third foul, and that's huge for Towson, the way he's played so far in this first half. So he goes out. It's a rare four-point play opportunity here, and they convert. Thornton, a four-point play. Burwell on the bench with 3 fouls, and after a 6-point lead for the Tigers, it's quickly been erased, 36-35, William & Mary. 7-0 run. Damas, air ball. Tarpe. Thornton, every time he catches it, Mark.
Oh, he's in attack mode. He's in attack mode. His decision-making has gotten a lot better here in his third year, as well as his ability to set other guys up.
40 seconds left. Thornton, again, another three. Trying to draw another foul. Here's Guthrie. Feeds from Parker Rivera, takes some contact, and will go to the free throw line. Fans coming up at the half. College basketball halftime report. Carolyn Mano, Donnie Marshall in the studios. The Blue Hens advance to the CAA championship game tomorrow night. Who will they play? Will it be Towson or William & Mary? We're going to find out here shortly. Wichita State, what a season. Still unbeaten. Missouri Valley Conference champions. And tickets are being punched as we speak to the NCAA tournament. All that and more coming up at the half. Carolyn and Donnie, stay tuned for that right here on NBCSN. John Davis back in for Towson. And Benneman's going to go out with 27.1 seconds left. First half for Benneman, 7 points. 3 of 5 from the field round with 3 rebounds. So yeah, that's pretty good. Held in check anyway, but we've got 20 more minutes to go.
It's a pretty pedestrian first half for Benneman, but he's so explosive, and he has the ball in his hands so often. You always have to be aware from those 7 points going to 20.
Yep.
Really quickly.
.15 seconds left. See if the Tribe can take a halftime lead. Thornton. To Sheldon. 3 seconds left. Thornton's going to have to pull it up from half court here at this rate. Thornton, he gets it off. And no good. So what a first half of basketball here in semifinal game number 2 of the CAA Championship. Winner to take on Delaware tomorrow night. And we are all tied at 36.
Excellent first half both ways. Neither team really hit a really big stride from an offensive standpoint because I thought defensively both guys did an excellent job at certain points in the game. William & Mary's team defense was great.
Let's go over to Dallin, standing by with Tony Shaver, William & Mary.
Coach, you guys did a good job defensively containing Benjamin. Burwell's got 3 fouls. What do you need to do to keep that going in the second half?
We got to rebound the ball better than we have, and they're killing us on the glass right now, and they're letting us play very physically out there, and we got to man up and get people off the glass down there.
And offensively, though, you guys have played well. You've executed against man and zone. How do you continue to play so efficiently?
Well, we just got to execute. I mean, we talk a lot about every play is an entity within itself, and we got to do a little bit better job against their zone. I think we take some deep, quick threes at times without probing it a little bit. So pretty good half. We got to play a little bit better.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck in the second half.
All right, so William & Mary ends the half on a 7-1 run in the last 2 minutes, and we are all tied at 36. Semifinals of the CAA Championship. Winner will play Delaware tomorrow night for the championship. Knotted at the break. Time now to go to our NBCSN studio, the college basketball halftime report.
Carolyn Mano along with Donnie Marshall in our Connecticut studio. Halftime of the second semifinal of the CAA, Towson and William & Mary, and we're all tied up. And Donnie, a very good half of basketball we just saw.
You know, if you don't know much about this conference, the one thing you have to know is obviously Towson, Delaware, they were the best teams in this conference. The rest of the teams were beating each other up at the bottom. But William & Mary, 6 losses in conference, 4 of those were to Delaware, Towson. So they're hanging around. They know how to play. I mean, they were that third-place team, and right now giving Towson a run for their money.
Yeah, we should be treated to a good second half. In the meantime, the winner of today's second game will play tomorrow in tomorrow night's championship. Who will they face? Let's check out the highlights of the first CAA semifinal, Delaware and Northeastern. First half, Northeastern down 2. David Walker with a nice little play here. Boom! Ties it up at 37. But the Blue Hens, Donnie, were led really by Devon Usher.
Yeah, Usher just stepped up for his guys. And I don't think Delaware expected Northeastern to hang around as long as they did. And it took until the second half to really start to get yourself warmed up. And here, when you have big guys that find the bodies, you have to throw them the basketball. They were fired up. Delaware, I thought, escaped one. I don't think that the score was really as close as the game was if you watched it.
I agree. In the meantime, all 5 starters in double figures for the Blue Hens. They are 1 win away from their first NCAA bid since 1999. Now to maybe the story of the year, Donnie. Wichita State with a chance to dance with a perfect record in the NCAA tournament. Indiana State doing all they can early. Jake Kitchell with the 3-pointer. But this Wichita State team is for real.
They weren't tested. Their conference wasn't that strong. Strength of schedule. These are all the things you're going to hear moving forward with this Wichita State team. I don't care what anyone says. Greg Marshall has these guys playing the right way. They're balanced. They're unselfish. They play hard. What more could you ask for?
Wichita State becoming the second team ever to start a season 34-0 and the first team to enter the NCAA tournament unbeaten since UNLV 23 years ago. Okay, so let's take a look at who has punched their ticket so far. We already saw that Harvard and Eastern Kentucky had, and then today, in addition to Wichita State, you had Coastal Carolina and the Mercer Bears added to that list. But let's go back to Wichita State a little bit, because you mentioned Greg Marshall and the job that he's done. He won 7 out of his 10 Big South tournaments at Winthrop. I mean, this guy has really put together an impressive resume. What sets him apart?
Well, he's a long way from Randolph-Macon College. That's where he was way back in the day. This guy understands exactly what it is to be obscure. That means he's taken players from junior college teams and said, listen, I'm putting a lot of really pride in what I do, but I also want to put a lot of stock in what you do. He's been a pool boy. He was a card dealer at one point, worked the craps tables. This is going way back. He made $60,000. Maybe I'm sorry, Coach Marshall, I'm giving too much of your business out there. He made $60,000 his first job at Winthrop. He's a long way from that right now. The point of it all is he believes in himself. His team plays angry. He's always trying to prove something. That's how this team is playing. When you bring junior college players in, you have to understand they play with an edge, but it's going to be important that you manage those personalities, and now you have to put them together with your D1 guys. He's done a terrific job. It's hard to not root for this coach.
Now you're going to have all these other coaches out there saying, maybe I need to go sell some cars, whatever it takes. Up next, plenty more college hoops, including Syracuse, as they look to get back to their winning ways. So Maryland closing out as well. We'll be back right after this.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Hi, neighbor. You're selling your action figures. You love those.
Oh, my car needs a new window track, and the dealer wants a fortune. Time for desperate measures.
Don't pay crazy dealer prices when RockAuto.com has all the parts your car will ever need at half the price. Here's your window regulator. Pick the brand, click Add Part. It's easy.
With Rock Auto's low prices, I can fix my car and keep my action figures. And you too, Buster.
Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
Looking sharp, Len. Who's the lucky lady?
I'm going to the bank to discuss a mortgage.
See, you need a loan, you put on a suit, you go crawling to the bank. This is how I dress to get a mortgage. I just go to Lending Tree. I calculate how much home I can afford. I get multiple offers to compare side by side. And the best part is, the banks come crawling to me.
Everything you need to get a better mortgage. Clothing optional. Lending Tree. When banks compete, you win.
Okay. Awkward.
Everybody loves bacon. The sizzle, the scent, the mouth-watering taste. Didn't think it could get any better? We're turning bacon upside down. Introducing Perfect Bacon Bowl, the easy way to make delicious edible bowls out of bacon for fun, savory, crunchable yum. Just wrap your favorite cut of bacon around the Perfect Bacon Bowl form and cook in the oven, microwave, or toaster oven too. In just minutes, you'll have tasty, toasty, perfect bacon bowls. The unique design allows the bacon to crisp up evenly while grease collects in the channel, so you can pour it out of your diet. Perfect Bacon Bowl makes bacon the star of every dish. Now everything's better in a Perfect Bacon Bowl. Call or log on to get 2 Perfect Bacon Bowls plus the cookbook for $10. And to make this offer really sizzle, we'll send you a second set of bacon bowls free. Just pay separate processing and handling. That's 4 Perfect Bacon Bowls plus the cookbook, all for $10.
Call or order online at getperfectbaconbowl.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our Stamford, Connecticut studios for the halftime report as we roll on with some more highlights for you. Last regular season ACC game for Maryland against 5th-ranked Virginia. Second half, Maryland up by 2. Seth Allen with the nice driving layup there to give Maryland the score. And Donnie, Maryland really stayed in this game as long as they possibly could, but Virginia made it close at the end. Explain this play.
Smart play. You foul a team, you're up 3. You don't want them to make a 3-pointer, but a little bit of a scare from UVA there. Nice inbound pass hanging in the air. When it comes down to it, you leave it up to your guys who can get you buckets. Seth Allen driving there. And look at that. Bedlam. Mayhem.
Sold-out crowd.
It was a huge, huge win for Maryland.
Yes, Maryland closing out its 61st and final ACC regular season in very nice fashion there. Virginia's hopes of a #1 seed dealt a serious blow as their 13-game win streak is snapped. So let's move on now. Syracuse wrapping up the regular season at Florida State. Second half, Florida State down 3. Okari White, jumper, nails it, puts Syracuse up by 1. And Syracuse really needed this game to just get back on track.
They hit a little bit of a funk, and I think they're getting criticized a lot. They lost some tough games down the stretch, not even to great teams, but this is what you need. You talk about losing games late. You can learn from that. Well, it's also important to win a couple after that.
Yeah, Syracuse wins 74-58. They finished the regular season hot. C.J. Fair, 50 points in his last 2 games, and Syracuse will be the #2 seed in the ACC tournament. Now to 2 teams who had a great start to the season, but the Spartans, a team that struggled to get healthy, and Adrian Payne on that list.
Yeah, a ton of guys on this team that Izzo had to play around when they were injured. Adrian Payne, though, is a difference maker. He stretches you out. They call that a stretch 4 in the NBA. But Ohio State's not going to go away, led by Aaron Craft defensively. These are two teams you have to worry about putting your bracket moving forward.
So Michigan State gets the win. The Buckeyes need a win, and the Nebraska lost to grab the number 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament. Michigan State looks to win consecutive games for the first time since mid-January. All right, let's finish up with the end of the St. Louis UMass game. Game tied at 62, less than 15 seconds remaining, and you need something big, and Jordair Jett is the guy that's going to give it to you.
I'm wondering if his parents were Air Jordan fans, because you just kind of flip it and go Jord Air, but whatever it was, Jett was in this game, scored the team's last 6. This is a tremendous win for them. Second straight A-10 title. More importantly, you talk about teams losing late, snapped a 3-game losing streak for St. Louis.
Hey, that tops the list of an A-10 regular season title outright. Elsewhere in the A-10, LaSalle moments away from pulling the upset at St. Joseph's. All right, so give us a quick thought on St. Louis as we kind of wrap them up as well. We saw what Jordair Jett can do. Their team as a whole, what are your thoughts?
Not going to sneak up on anybody again. I know I've said that a couple times today, but it's so important when you're thinking about going into the tournament. Here's the thing about them. If you get them at about a 12 or 13 seed, you better be ready and you better do your scouting report in St. Louis. They are the real deal, in my opinion.
A number of teams that you really better take seriously if you have hopes to advancing. Halftime in Baltimore, William & Mary tied with Towson. Marcus Damas with the dunk. He has 5 points for Towson. We'll be right back after this.
Making sure your tires are in good shape is easy.
Just put a penny head first into the grooves.
If Abe's head doesn't touch your tread, your tires are probably bald, which can be unsafe.
Come into Meineke today and get up to an $80 rebate on a set of 4 Cooper tires for a limited time.
As a working mom of 2 young boys, life could be hectic. Angie's List saves me a lot of time. After reading all the reviews, I know I'm making the right choice.
Online or on the phone, we help you hire right the first time with honest reviews on over 720 local services.
Keeping up with these 2 is more than a full-time job, and I don't have time for unreliable companies. Angie's List definitely saves me time and money.
For over 18 years, we've helped people take care of the things that matter most. Join today.
Don't deal with embarrassing antiperspirant residue. Choose Right Guard Extreme Clear. Its revolutionary formula combines powerful stain-fighting technology with extra effective wetness protection. The choice is clear. Right Guard for the win. Also try the power of the world's first clinical clear.
The 2 most successful teams in the history of English football. Manchester United are champions yet again. Title challenges, you better believe it.
Manchester United, Liverpool next Sunday morning, and Premier League coverage begins Saturday morning on NBCSN.
Where do you go online to find a local pro you can count on? Service and reliability you can trust. Go to hrprotogo.com.
We're family focused. Quality eyewear at reasonable prices.
Great customer service for more than 20 years.
8 locations in the Hampton Roads area with 1 near you. We're National Optometry, bringing your world into focus.
From healthcare to home improvement, Protogo at hrprotogo.com.
I need to hang up my glove for a little bit.
March 15th, Johnny Hendricks will fight Robbie Lawler for the vacant welterweight title.
Big left hand again. Knockout win for Johnny Hendricks. There's no feeling out with Robbie Lawler. He swings to kill you.
I want that belt. It's mine.
Robbie Lawler for the UFC welterweight championship of the world.
UFC 171 is live March 15th from Cox Advanced TV.
With On Demand from Cox Advanced TV, there's more exciting entertainment available on your TV than ever before. Hit movies and hot new releases. Tons of free TV shows, concerts and music videos, and access to huge libraries of premium channel series, movies, and more. Press the On Demand button on your remote and you're ready to go, all on your schedule, right at home. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Welcome back. A quick reminder, following basketball, we've got NHL hockey tonight on NBCSN at 7:30 Eastern. It's the defending Stanley Cup champs, the Chicago Blackhawks, taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Back to second half action of a tie game coming up right after this.
Ooh, so crunchy.
Fritos on my sub. Cruncha, muncha, cruncha, muncha.
Cruncha, muncha, cruncha, muncha.
Fritos on my sub.
The new Fritos Chicken Enchilada Melt from Subway. Tender pulled chicken, authentic enchilada sauce with Fritos corn chips on top. It's the chicken enchilada with the gotta have it crunch. Only at one place. Subway. Eat fresh.
I need new struts for my 2000 Toyota. Let me see struts by AC Delco, Monroe, and any under $50.
We might be able to get some struts from the warehouse.
Why watch the counterman tap on his computer and hope he chooses the right part? Go to rockauto.com. Auto and body parts from hundreds of manufacturers. Choose the brands, prices, and features you want. Auto parts at the lowest price. Conveniently delivered to your home or business.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
What 8 grams of protein looks like when you're getting the most out of yourself and out of life. Start your day with the power of protein. Milk Life.
From day one, our mission has been March. Those 4 days in March are the reason for every rep, every sprint, every shot. Every time we step on the court, we dream of stepping on that ladder, cutting down those nets, raising that trophy. In those 4 days, anything can happen. So turn up the music, it is time to dance. Visit CAAsports.com and Ticketmaster.com for more information.
We've got a small business, and we needed a new website.
I talked to a web design company, but they wanted to charge me a fortune.
Then I heard about web.com.
They said they would build me a custom website for free.
We just thought, there's no way.
Then I called them up.
And then they built it for me.
Custom. Just like they said. A custom website built free. Who would have thought?
If you call the experts at web.com now, you can have a new custom website built for your small business absolutely free. Plus, we'll list your new website in hundreds of places online, so new customers can easily find you.
Well, my business has really picked up since we've had our new website.
If you're happy with your new website, we'll continue to provide promotion, hosting, support, and maintenance, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
And when they say nothing, they really mean nothing.
You say it, we build it free. It's as easy as web.com.
Call 1-800-862-9879 today.
Do what we do. Do what we do. They said they want us, they're going to get us today.
That's Coach Gary pregame before this one started, and if you also noticed behind him on the whiteboard there, it said no threes, like exclamation. Yep. They've given up a couple in the first half here. We're tied at 36.
They have, but for the most part, they've been contested threes, and when you're not going to stop a team totally from doing what they do, but you want to make it as difficult as possible. This game, for the most part, was a very, very evenly matched ball club. Neither team got on an extended run. Look for this half, Benjamin to start to pick it up a little bit. He got in foul trouble, so he had to downshift just a little bit.
Yeah, a couple guys for the Tigers got in a little bit of foul trouble in that first half. Here's some of the highlights, and Marcus Thornton doing what he did the other night and picking up right where he left off.
He certainly did. He had his moments here in the first half. He's so tough to guard because off the dribble, he's so good. He can go off the bounce or he can get to the basket. And this guy right here came in, hit a lot of key jump shots, especially when Towson needed them, because I thought William & Mary did an excellent job at corralling Benjamin and making things very difficult for him.
All right, let's go to Dallin standing by with the Tigers head coach. Oh, actually, a report on Towson. You talked to Coach Gary before this. Go ahead, Dallin.
Thanks, Mike. Coach Gary was concerned that William & Mary shot 50%, but he was somewhat encouraged because it's a tie game and they shot 50%. His concerns, though, are the foul trouble. Benjamin's got 2, Burwell's got 3. Made them play more zone, allowed William & Mary to get some good looks at 3. They did make some tough ones, as Ron said, but it's got to cut down on the attempts the Tribe even get to try to bring that number below 50% and take control of this game.
All right, so here we go. Second half underway, and the Tribe starting on offense. It was Tarpey finding Thornton. And into Rustoven. The quick turnaround, got his own rebound. Not too much from Rustoven in that first half. He picked up a couple early fouls. Bad pass there by Thornton, trying to thread it through everybody. Guthrie picks it off. Guthrie, and off of the hands of Parker Rivera. Try ball. Probably should have just went up with that one.
It was a good idea by Guthrie, but just poorly executed. I like the fact that he attacked it hard. The help came. Just put a little bit too much mustard on it when he was trying to drop it off to Smith Rivera.
Thornton leading the Tribe in that first half at 13 points. Mike Burwell had 13 for the Tigers to lead the way. Benjamin with 7 points, the NBA prospect for Towson. 3 rebounds in that first half. Played 18 of the 20 minutes.
I thought that William & Mary did an excellent job at making life totally miserable for him as Britt gets all the way to the basket that time with no weak side help coming over from Towson.
Nice drive by Britt to put him back up 2. Towson swept the series this year with William & Mary. They beat them 85-70 at William & Mary and 70-68 at home on March 1st. So it wasn't that long ago. William & Mary feels like they could have had that one, and Benjamin just traveled.
Well, it's really difficult to beat a team 3 times in one season. You know, and so because what happens is, 1, pride gets in the way, but 2, the scouting report, you know, you start to know each and every little nuance that your opponent does, and to beat a team 3 times in 1 year is a very, very daunting task.
Britt being guarded up high. Tarpey makes a move on Benjamin and almost got the basket. Parker Rivera cleans it up. Burwell. And there's going to be a blocking foul on Britt. He did all that he could to try to get Burwell to pick up his 4th.
Excellent push here by Towson. And you see Britt almost threw himself in the way of Burwell trying to pick up that charge. And you can't blame him for the effort, because if he didn't kind of throw himself over there, it would have been an easy 2 points.
I think he was... You know, there was a lot of contact coming his way that he was almost trying to get kind of out of the way, kind of sliding over a little. A little bit kind of major hit. Had he just stood his ground, he might have been able to take the charge. Turnover. Gaillard for 3.
That's the addition that Marcus Thornton has added to his game. In years past, he would have taken that shot. That time he penetrated with the idea of throwing it outside to his teammate.
Tribe fans liking the start. The second half started exactly the way the first half started. William & Mary led 5-0. And here in the second half, first 5 points scored by them again.
Watch this. Marcus Thornton gets in the pocket. Usually he would have tried to shoot a floater, but realized his teammate was open in the corner with no one there and makes a perfect pass. He didn't have to move. Gaillard caught it, let it go. Perfect.
Re-entering the game for William & Mary is number 31.
Third foul on the Tribe's Rustoven, so he is out. And not the night for him that he's wanted, and Sean Sheldon checks back in. Nice play inside, look at that.
No ball off the back play. You know, the defender, you have to realize, you have to know where the ball was. Heads up play by Burwell.
He's got 15 points. Three-point game. Sheldon battling with Parker Rivera down low. Now with a high screen. Shot clock inside 10. Britt, tough shot. Got it. Wow. That's a 3 by Brandon Britt.
Britt's putting together a really, really solid tournament this year, Mike. You know, last night, I think he saved William & Mary with his ability to get to the basket. He's not letting it go this game either. Burwell seeing William & Mary having their back turned. Great heads-up play that time by Burwell to get the easy layup.
And then he just gave it right back, though. And just Warren to pass Scary over there, a warning to the Towson bench. And now Parker Rivera. Igniting the Towson faithful here not far from their campus.
Excellent anticipation. You've seen Burwell do it a few times. You've seen Parker Rivera do it a few times. And that's what William & Mary doesn't want. They don't want you to break up their pattern. They want to run this spread offense, this Princeton-style offense with the floor spread. If you can shoot the passing lane and put a little bit more pressure on the ball, you can disrupt it every time.
Thornton splitting the D, double clutch for two. That's special.
You can't stop that. I mean, what else can you do? You did a good job. He split the double team. I think that's the part of his game he needs to do a little bit more of because he's so good off the bounce. Incorporate getting to the basket a little bit more, and then that opens up your long-range bomb.
15 points for Thornton. It's 16 in the last game. Solid tournament. Guthrie lost it. Got hit, no call. Here comes Britt. 2-on-1. Tarpey back to Britt. And William & Mary has their largest lead of the game at 8 points, 48-40. No timeout signal here by Towson. Coach Scarry going to let him play. He's got Ford McGlynn coming up off the bench.
Towson is known primarily as more of the transition ball club. And right now, William & Mary, they're beating them at their own game.
It's a 12-4 run by the Tribe to open up the half. Here's Benjamin trying to get him involved for three. Yes. No worry when you have that guy, huh?
He makes life an awful lot easier. But you need your players to make plays, and that's the Conference Player of the Year. He's got to pick it up and take his game to the next level if they're going to get out of here with a win.
He's got 10 points. Averaging almost 19 a game. Thornton, step back. That is so tough. Who's going to stop that?
Marcus took that jump shot, and before it hit the basket, he turned and looked at his bench and said, that's good. He knew that was good when it left his hands.
Putting on a show, and Damas gets tripped up and fouled. We got a timeout.
William & Mary, they pick things up defensively, and offensively, they have things going on all cylinders. Right here, high ball screen. Marcus Thornton splits the double team and gets all the way to the basket around Benjamin. And then here in transition, this is where they're beating Towson at their own game. They're getting steals, they're getting out in transition. Towson has to do a much better job at getting back. And that right there, that's just a big-time one-on-one play by Marcus Thornton. He's leading the charge. William & Mary.
Making sure your tires are in good shape is easy.
Just put a penny head first into the grooves.
If Abe's head doesn't touch your tread, your tires are probably bald, which can be unsafe.
Come into Meineke today and get up to an $80 rebate on a set of 4 Cooper tires for a limited time.
I've been a working stuntman for 25 years now. Definitely not about glory or showing off. It's about making the impossible possible.
What you're looking at is the world's largest off-road lineup. Ranger, Sportsman, Razor, all industry leaders and all on sale now. Sportsman start at just $51.99. Razors under 10 grand. Rangers start at $89.99. Top of the line XP900s come with a free winch. Take your pick of the off-road's best with rebates as high as $1,300 and payments as low as $100 a month during the Polaris XP sales event.
Don't deal with embarrassing antiperspirant residue. Choose Right Guard Extreme Clear. Its revolutionary formula combines powerful stain-fighting technology with extra effective wetness protection. The choice is clear. Right Guard for the win. Also try the power of the world's first clinical clear.
I reckon a storm's a brewing. Reckon so.
Reckon you got a hotel?
Reckon no.
Reckon Priceline Express deals can get you a great deal wherever you mosey.
You reckon? We reckon.
The spring hotel sale is on at Priceline.com. Save up to 60% on any Express Deal hotel when you use code SPRING14. I reckon this is one deal you won't want to miss.
Tribe's on top by 7 here, 50-43. Time for more Inside the Game with Dallin Cup.
Thanks, Mike. When you watch William & Mary right now, they're really happy with it. They're playing help defense. Whenever Benjamin catches the ball, guys are loading to the side. He's seeing 3-4 jerseys at a time. When you watch Towson, they're not seeing that. Their help defense is poor right now. I feel like I'm beating him up all day, but it is what it is. You see Marcus Thornton's going to get ready to come off this ball screen. And if you freeze it, as the action begins to happen up here, Benjamin needs to tuck in. He's got Terry Tarpey guarding out here. Tarpey shooting 25% from the three-point line. Don't worry about that. Run it, fellas. He's going to come off and split, and now he's about 1 step late. And now he's got 2 fouls, so he can't take a charge, and he can't contest either. That ends up in a layup. If he gets that 1 step further close,
Thornton's going to see him first. Maybe he doesn't even make the attempt to drive, or he has to pull up.
Well, here are the Tigers now on the offensive end as they've got Four McGlynn in the ball game. 3-point specialist. See if he gets free. There he is. Thought about it, but he was out deep. Good recovery by Thornton. Shot clock down to 10. Burwell. Good little move inside the lane for two.
You know, a lot of times when teams go zone, a lot of people think you have to take a jump shot. If a guy can't guard you in man-to-man, he can't guard you in zone either. Great job by Burwell attacking the zone off the bounce.
McGlynn was looking for his spot for three-pointers. You know, that's why he's in. He knows it, just didn't have the look. Gaillard. Nice little move there and gets the rim roll to go down. 52-45. 7 for Gaillard. Again, shot clock inside 10. Burwell's pass deflected. Thornton got it back. Thornton couldn't finish it. A tipped out to Pruitt. Foster the rebound. McGlynn had his head up the court. Thought about getting it to Damas. Instead, here's Burwell. Burwell's drive doesn't go. Rebound by Walter Foster. And a freshman from Atlanta for two. Foul underneath.
More the second chance points you're seeing right here by Towson. This is how their bread is buttered. Shot goes up. Excellent job on the interior to just fight and claw their way in to get that offensive rebound. And that's what Towson does. When you're in a nip-and-tuck game like this, it's the little things. It's the finer points of the game that you have to pay attention to if you're going to get a win, especially in postseason tournament play.
First foul of the second half called on Towson on Four McGlynn. Rustoven against Foster, and he gets the roll.
That time, that was just an example of a senior taking advantage of a freshman that time. Rustoven took his time on the interior. Foster should have jumped and just blocked that shot. He's a lot more athletic than Rustoven. Be a little bit physical. Don't save your fouls. There's no reason for Foster. Foster's not Benjamin. He can afford to waste a few fouls.
Second team selection, and Rustoven's made a living on that shot, shooting 58% from the field in the CAA this year. It's first in the league. Benjamin. Step back, fade away. Count it. Within the framework of the team when they need it.
Well, he's the one guy on Towson's ball club that offensively should press his game a little bit.
Yeah, he could. Tarpey got a step and then lost it, and Guthrie got hit. And Tarpey's called for his second. And we got a timeout. It's a good one here. Semifinal game number 2. The Towson Tigers, the William & Mary Tribe. One of them will meet the Blue Hens in the championship game tomorrow, the CAA. William & Mary leads it by 5 with 11:40 to play here in Baltimore.
Next, playoff positioning continues. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taze, and the Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks take on Buffalo. Blackhawks, Sabres, next on NBCSN.
Two heavyweights that only fight one way look to break one another. Former world champion Tomasz Adamek slugs it out against Olympic medalist Tsar Glaskov. NBCSN Fight Night. Adamek versus Glaskov. Saturday, 9 Eastern.
In the world of TV entertainment, there are those who enjoy the thrill of victory and others who suffer the agony of FiOS. While Cox customers revel in more great features, FiOS flops because only Contour from Cox gives you a DVR that records 6 HD shows at once and stores up to 1,000, and you get personal show recommendations. So avoid the agony of FiOS. The thrill of victory is waiting at Cox.com. Only Cox can.
Need a Pro to Go? Use a Hampton Roads Pro to Go. A Pro to Go is your service authority. Means you can trust service you can count on.
At the Floor Trader, we don't just sell flooring.
We want our customers to know that they just purchased a quality product at an unbeatable price. Don't buy flooring until you've seen the Floor Trader, where we always have big inventory, small prices.
So when you need a pro, visit Pro2Go TV on Cox Channel 1895.
Where do you go online to find a local pro you can count on? Go to hrprotogo.com.
Stratford University, changing lives, one student at a time. Stratford's proven learn by doing approach gives you real-world, hands-on learning. Stratford University. Contact us today at stratford.edu.
From healthcare to home improvement, find pros you can trust. Pro2Go at hrprotogo.com.
We're back in Baltimore for the CAA Championship semifinal game number 2 as the Tribe leads Towson 54-49. Every match, every week, the Premier League is on NBCSN. A resurgent Liverpool faces reigning champions Manchester United next Sunday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Premier League coverage begins Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern on NBC-SM. Mike Corey, Ron Thompson, Dallin Cuff with you from the Baltimore Arena here in Baltimore, Maryland. The top scorers today, Thornton leading the way for the Tribe, and Burwell's got 17 for Towson. All right, what have you seen so far here in this one, Ron? We've got 11:40 left, a 5-point Tribe advantage.
Well, it's really been interesting is William and Mary, they're known as a three-point shooting team. They lead the CAA in three-pointers. But this game, they've done a great job at attacking the basket. You know, they've got 20 points that they've scored off layups or throwing it to their post guys, and that's really good. They're finding that balance between shooting threes but not falling in love with the three-point line.
I think they've been able to do that a lot this season here as Penniman leads in, draws the foul, and should be for 3 shots as Tarpey goes into him, and now Tarpey's going to pick up his 4th, the 15th foul on William and Mary in this second half.
And this is Benjamin just being a crafty scorer. Once he gives the head fake, he knows that Tarpey's at an advantage. He didn't waste the shot fake, threw his body into him just enough to put the official in a situation where he had to make a call.
Well, the official just said 2, and everybody else is screaming 3, so let's see. They're going to go over and take a look at it. I don't know whether or not when he did lean in, whether he was over, so here it is. He's behind it there. Here's the fake. Now, yep, he steps in. Yep, that's good. That's a good call. It's two shots.
And that's the call the official had the first time.
Right.
They were all over it.
Yep, so they'll review it and confirm that that's the correct call. A 2-shot foul for Jarrell Benjamin as he stepped in. You see that right foot stepping over the black 3-point line. There it is.
Yep.
He did.
And that's an easy call.
They take position there.
Call for the official to make.
And more importantly, Tarpey's got his 4th foul for William and Mary. Benjamin from the field. He started 1 for 3, Ron. He's now 4 for 4 since. He's got 12 points. And with 11:21 to go, like you said, there's plenty of time for him to take over the ball game if he needs to.
Well, he's really poised. I mean, he's really comfortable in his own skin. I like the fact that his emotions don't really change. You know, he never gets too high, he never gets too low. Struggled a bit in the first half, but now that he's on a roll, he still has that same even keel look on his face.
Do you think that comes, you know, I mean, we all know a few players like that, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's more than not, but that always have that same demeanor. But I wonder if that comes more with having the people around you, having the confidence of your teammates, or with experience. And, you know, what happens if he's on a team that's just...
I think it's more the latter. I think it's experience. Because when you look at a guy like Usher from Delaware, another fifth-year guy, his expression doesn't change. And he gets on rolls, and he scored 42 points and 30 points. He's a big-time scorer. But he never gets emotionally high because these guys know the game is 40 minutes long.
Thornton, tough shot. Rebound Guthrie. This is a great one here tonight. Delaware knocked off Northeastern earlier, 87-74. They're awaiting the winner of this one. Benjamin trying to do it again, this time against Gaillard. And they're going to call Guthrie an over-the-back foul. And Guthrie's saying, I think McGlynn was open. You had him out on the wing.
Yeah, you know, this is Benjamin trying to do just a little bit too much right here. On the shot fake, when he didn't have anything, if he swung it to the top of the key, Burwell was wide open for a jump shot. But I'm going to tell you why I don't mind that. That's the best player in the conference. His job is to press his game a little bit more offensively, especially when your team is struggling and is behind. Now, if another player on Towson's team makes that same decision, it's a bad move.
Here's Rustoven, gets inside of Parker Rivera, and he got the ball, but a little bit of Rustoven as well. Fans not liking the call, but he just comes right over the top from behind him. That's not the position you want to be in. Yeah, that's a foul.
And it was just, if he'd blocked it high and kept his hand high, right there he's good. But then he comes down and hits him on the shoulder. That's an easy call for the official to make.
It's a first on Parker Rivera. Just a third team foul for the Tigers. So Tim Rustoven, CAA second team selection this year, third last year, in the All-CAA academic team. This guy certainly made the most of his William & Mary experience. The president of the Tribe Fellowship on campus, nominee for the All-State Good Works team. There's a lot of stuff that he does, not only on the court, but off of it as well. In his senior season, trying to will his team to the championship game. 56 to 51. Coming up on the halfway point of this second half. Here's McGlynn for three. Count it! And for McGlynn. That's what he does. 2-point game.
Mike, did the Nets move?
Right.
He didn't hit the rim at all on that one.
Now 1 for 4 from three-point range today, and it ignites the Towson faithful here in Baltimore. Gaillard responds for the Tribe from downtown. Benjamin. Burwell guarded by Dixon. Wants to reset, but doesn't have much time. 6 to shoot. Burwell, a little wild, out of control. They're calling offensive foul. That's his fourth.
Burrow right here on the drive, and he was a little bit out of control. He was a little bit indecisive on the move. Excellent job by William & Mary sliding over, taking the charge. And let's take a note, 9-minute mark, Towson's down 5. With Burrow going out of the game, he's been the consistent fiber in this game in terms of being able to score and generate points.
Marcus Stamus is back in. Britt traveled, turns it over. Look at McGlynn.
That's what you call deep NBA range. He was a step behind the three. And then Tarpey goes down the other end and says, you know what? I can shoot it myself. I'm sorry, Gaylord.
Yeah, I kind of wrote that part down on my notepad here, too, as well, Ron, with those three-pointers, because the McGlynn three cuts it to 2, but then it quickly right back up to 5. Here's Guthrie, and he will convert on this shot. Cuts it to 3. Just felt like the momentum for a second there for Towson. Maybe getting it back right here now, down by just 3. And that was a huge 3, though, I felt like, by Gaillard in the corner.
Now, in this matchup zone by Towson, the soft area is right around the free throw line area. If they can get it in there and then start to operate with their offense, they'll be in good shape. Right there where 0 just was for the Tribe.
10 to shoot here. Britt. Dixon, that's a wild three-pointer, and that's way off. Rebound, Rustoven. Benjamin. This is 4th rebound of the afternoon. Trying to take it the distance, and it's intercepted.
That time I thought Benjamin got too creative. He got all the way to the basket. You're the best player in the conference. You got to take that shot.
Thornton just pushed off on for McGlynn. So Marcus Thornton, just his first foul. That looked pretty obvious. Timeout.
Things starting to heat up a little bit here in the CAA conference tournament. Guthrie doing what he does best. He's like a bull in the china shop. Puts his head down, gets as close as he can, nails the deuce.
Oh, cruncha muncha.
Cruncha, muncha, cruncha, muncha, cruncha. We're live?
Fritos on my sub. Crunch 'em, munch 'em, crunch 'em, munch 'em, crunch 'em, munch 'em, crunch 'em, munch 'em.
Fritos on my Subway.
The new Fritos Chicken Enchilada Melt from Subway. Tender pulled chicken, authentic enchilada sauce with Fritos corn chips on top. It's the chicken enchilada with the gotta have it crunch. Only at one place. Subway. Eat fresh.
Hi, neighbor. You're selling your action figures. You love those.
Oh, my car needs a new window track, and the dealer wants a fortune. Time for desperate measures.
Don't pay crazy dealer prices when RockAuto.com has all the parts your car will ever need at half the price. Here's your window regulator. Pick the brand, click Add Part. It's easy.
With Rock Auto's low prices, I can fix my car and keep my action figures. And you too, Buster.
Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
Everybody loves bacon. The sizzle, the scent, the mouth-watering taste. Didn't think it could get any better? We're turning bacon upside down. Introducing Perfect Bacon Bowl, the easy way to make delicious edible bowls out of bacon for fun, savory, crunchable yum. Just wrap your favorite cut of bacon around the perfect bacon bowl form and cook in the oven, microwave, or toaster oven too. In just minutes, you'll have tasty, toasty, perfect bacon bowls. The unique design allows the bacon to crisp up evenly while grease collects in the channel, so you can pour it out of your diet. Perfect Bacon Bowl makes bacon the star of every dish. Now everything's better in a perfect bacon bowl. Call or log on to get 2 perfect bacon bowls plus the cookbook for $10. And to make this offer really sizzle, we'll send you a second set of bacon bowls free. Just pay separate processing and handling. That's 4 perfect bacon bowls plus the cookbook, all for $10.
Call or order online at getperfectbaconbowl.com.
Going to be a good finish this afternoon. William & Mary by 3 with 7:34 to go in this contest in the semifinals. Marcus Thornton, you got to like this guy's game.
You know, you got to love his game. You know, for a guy that can put the ball on the floor, get to wherever he wants, excellent job off the bounce. His range is in the gym. He looks a little bit off balance, but that's his style. That's his shooting stroke. And Towson has to do a much better job, especially coming down with the stretch, at limiting his touches. Because once he has the ball in his hands, you can't stop him. He's either going to get to the basket or he's going to get his shot off, limit his touches, and make someone else take the shot.
Well, you just said it right there. It's the shooting stroke. That's what's always consistent, where he releases it from. He's got the follow through. He's got good rotation on the ball. Yeah, he looks sometimes a little off on the step backs and double clutch and stuff, but it always looks smooth when he releases it.
And he's not a guy that just shoots on game day. He's a gym rat. He's the first to the gym, the last one to leave, spends the time on his game. I had an opportunity to see him play a lot this summer. He's from Washington, D.C., came up to Georgetown a lot and worked out with those guys. Just a pure gym rat.
Thornton's got 17 points for the Tribe, but he's scoreless the last 8 minutes as it's a 3-point lead. Here's Guthrie, got it deep inside from Benjamin, and he scores.
Guthrie's a guy that plays a lot larger than his 6-foot stature. You know, he's like a bull in a china shop. He's really well compact, put together, was a football player in high school. He's like an undersized 3-4 out there.
Well, he's got 9 points and has cut the Tribe lead down to 1 with under 7 minutes left. Britt for 3. Got it off the glass.
Let me tell you, 3 is 3. But did he call it?
I don't think I saw anything on that.
Britt to tell you, yes, I did call glass.
That was smooth, though, the way it went down, but he did hit the glass. A 4-point lead. Britt almost had a steal. It was tipped. He wanted backcourt. He tipped it, though. McGlynn finds a cutting Davis. Who wants to go to the championship game tomorrow versus Delaware? 2-point ball game. Britt along 3 from NBA range. Brandon Britt.
Mike, we got one heck of a basketball game here. Both teams making huge, huge plays. No one wants to go home. Both teams want to play in the big game tomorrow.
Britt's 10 of 16 in this second half. Damas. Guthrie says, skip it. I got McGlynn over there. Instead, it's Benjamin. Benjamin powers his way to the hole.
And if Benjamin stays closer to the basket, I really think that William & Mary, they don't have an option for him. He's settled a little bit too much for not digging in deep. When he catches it along that free throw line area and attacks, he's too big and too strong.
Nice pass inside to Rustoven. Basket and a foul. Parker Rivera's called for it. He got caught and they went to the baseline side.
Excellent hustle right here, both ways. Towson ends up with the baseline basket by Damas. But then right here, Rustoven working on the interior, bodies banging, nice little head fake, draws the foul. And what he did well on that play, he kept his eye on the basket. A lot of times, once guys know they get hit, they close their eyes and curl up. He wanted to be greedy. He tried to get the 2 points.
Rustoven can't complete the three-point play, but it's a 5-point William & Mary advantage. Benneman just going all the way to the hole, almost travel, and instead just says, let me just float this one in. Cuts it back down to a three-point game.
But he's in attack mode, and that's what you want. Get action going towards the basket. Use that big body to do something other than shoot jumpers on the perimeter.
Pruitt falling down, beats Rustoven again. This guy's been living off those cuts of the basket.
You know,
recipient.
And you look at him physically, and you say, how can he get some of these balls to the basket? He's a little bit more frail than some of the Towson guys, but he's finding a way.
He also gets the inside positioning. It's good work with his body down low. Benneman for 3. Hand in his face, and there's a foul as Walter Foster is going for the rebound. And he called on Rustoven of William & Mary.
Right here, this is what Benneman's at his best. When he's in attack mode, going towards the basket, because no one can stop him. That last possession, if I'm William & Mary, that's what I want him to do. I want him to stay at the top of the key, take 3 dribbles, and then take a fadeaway 3. He's a lot more effective when he gets his body and his movement going towards the basket.
4th foul on Rustoven run. 17th foul for the Tribe. So Towson's in the bonus for the rest of this game. Rustoven going out.
Rustoven gave him some really, really solid minutes here in the second half.
It's good fundamental basketball, this team, with William & Mary, and he gets it done. Rustoven, 10 points, 8 in the second half. Foster to 1-1, so 1 more to go. Chance to cut it to 3. Foster, the former star at Booker T. Washington High School in Atlanta. In his freshman season here at Towson. Goes out. Parker Rivera's back in. 3-point ball game here, folks. William & Mary, 11 of 21 from 3-point range. Leading the conference in field goal percentage and 3-point shooting percentage.
If you're Towson, you have to look at the floor right now. Right now, with the way that the guys that Tribe has on the floor, Thornton is going to be the one to be very, very aggressive. No Rustoven, no Britt.
Dixon. With Sheldon, lost the ball, but into the hands of Pruitt. It feeds it underneath for Sheldon. Look at the follow there by Gaillard. Nobody boxed him out. We're under 4 to go. A trip to the CAA championship game on the line versus Delaware tomorrow night. Benneman kicks it. Guthrie, 3. Yes, that's huge. Timeout Towson with 3:23 to go. Guthrie for the tray.
Rustoven doing a great job here in the second half at creating scoring opportunities for his team. Nice way to slide an open gap and finish. And then here, excellent ball movement, vintage William & Mary basketball, way to crash the boards and give Towson a little bit of their own medicine. And then what happens? Towson answers on the other end. Big time 3 by Guthrie.
Coming back to Baltimore, it's a 2-point game. Stay where you are.
In 3, 2.
I don't like excitement. Take our corporate payment system from U.S. Bank. It's reliable, accurate, easy to manage. With crews all over the country, purchasing and payroll disbursement can't be a big production. And with U.S. Bank, I've learned, no surprises, make for a great show.
grams of protein looks like when you're getting the most out of yourself and out of life. Start your day with the power of protein. Milk Life.
I need new struts for my 2000 Toyota. Let me see struts by AC Delco, Monroe, and any under $50.
We might be able to get some struts from the warehouse.
Why watch the counterman tap on his computer and hope he chooses the right part? Go to rockauto.com. Auto and body parts from hundreds of manufacturers. Choose the brands, prices, and features you want. Auto parts at the lowest price. Conveniently delivered to your home or business.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
Since the dawn of time, humankind has faced danger in its quest for prosperity and progress. From villages arise cities. From cities arise empires. And once close allies become the bitterest of enemies. What will your story be? Forge of Empires. Play now for free at FOE.tv.
Tried by two, 3:23 left. Mike Corey, Ron Towson, and Dallin Cuff, who's listening inside the huddles. Let's go inside the game. Dallin, what are you seeing and hearing down there? Talk to us.
I'm hearing Coach Scary really prepare his guys coming out of timeouts. Out of the last media break, they were talking about what the Tribe were going to do. They're talking about they might see a zone. All of a sudden, if you check out this play, they did go zone, and they said, we're not going to settle. You see Benjamin a turn and a dress, and they said they will see cutters. Look at one of these two cutters. Guthrie coming down this side or Foster that side. They said one of these guys will be open. They deliver the pass to Guthrie, and he finishes at the rim through a little contact, but Scary preparing his team for what they will see. Hey, you're going to see a zone out of a break. That's good scouting and a great execution by his team to know where the read was and finish.
Coach Scary and the Tigers on a 7-game winning streak. They've won 11 of their last 12. Trying to reach the CAA championship game where they have never been in the conference. It's tomorrow night versus Delaware. Entry pass into Rustover got taken away. Guthrie with Benjamin, Burwell, Damas, and Parker Rivera, the five of the court for the Tigers. Two-time player of the year, Benjamin. In the CAA for Burwell. Benjamin right to the glass, rejected. Parker Rivera has it. He's fouled, and two shots coming his way. And that's it for Tim Rustover. So hang on tight. The William & Mary Sr. has fouled out. He is done. Will his team have enough to hang on and take up to the championship game? 2 minutes and 40 seconds away. We'll find out. Stay tuned.
I've been a working stuntman for 25 years now. Definitely not about glory or showing off. It's about making the impossible possible.
I've got a small business, and everybody said you should be promoting it with Facebook.
Well, I use Facebook for myself, but I had no idea how to use it for my plumbing business.
Then I heard about web.com.
They told me they would build a professional Facebook page for my business free.
So I gave them a call.
And then they built me a Facebook page for free. I couldn't believe it.
If you call web.com now, you can have a new Facebook page built for your small business free. We even write posts for your Facebook page that will get people talking about you.
It's like I have this whole big social media department for my business.
Call now and web.com will build your new Facebook page free. Then we'll continue to bring you new fans, write posts for you, and report on results, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
Now people call me and say, I found you on Facebook. How cool is that?
You say it, we build it free.
Call 1-800-672-8173 today.
Looking sharp, Len. Who's the lucky lady?
I'm going to the bank to discuss a mortgage.
See, you need a loan, you put on a suit, you go crawling to the bank. This is how I dress to get a mortgage. I just go to LendingTree. I calculate how much home I can afford. I get multiple offers to compare side by side. And the best part is, the banks come crawling to me.
Everything you need to get a better mortgage. Clothing optional. LendingTree. When banks compete, you win.
Okay.
Awkward.
Trying to hang on here tonight. On top 71-69, 2:40 to go. There's Tim Rustovan. He has fouled out with 10 points. Had 8 in the second half. And the senior from Winfield, Illinois, after 6 points in the last game, 10 today. Here's how he fouled out. They were looking at it at the monitor, but they called the foul on Rustovan. You know, you and I, Ron, are looking at it. I mean, was it there initially before Gaillard came in? I mean, you can't go over there and change the foul. You can only just make sure that you had the right number there.
But what happened, Rustovan, before he ended up in the vertical position, his hand was down, and that's where the contact was made.
Yep.
And he ended up with his hand straight up, but he did have his hand over in the downward position, and that's where the contact was initially made. On the replay, you could see it. That was an excellent call by the baseline official.
Yeah, that's when they called it, when it was down. Exactly. So he fouls out. And here is Tomaj Parker Rivera. .58% free throw shooter on the season. Ball tipped. And into the hands of Thornton. William and Mary has led this entire second half. We were tied at 36 at the break. They come out and score the first 5 of the second half. Thornton, the fadeaway, does it again.
Big time plays are being made both ways. And the thing that's so dangerous about Thornton is if he has the ball in his hands, that's too late because he can get his shot off whenever he wants. This is pretty solid defense. You see the help comes over by Parker Smith Rivera, and he comes over and he just steps back and just nails the three. You know, when you look at it, that was solid defense that time by Parker Rivera. That was really solid defense, but just a better offensive play by Thornton.
Here are some of the threes that they've hit, a few of their 271 on the season. And that has been huge for them here in this one. They're up by 3 points. The one that we just saw from Thornton, that was a long two, had a foot inside the line. So it's a 3-point lead here, Ron, at 73-7.
When you get it this time of the year, you're not going to stop a team from doing what they do. You don't get to this late in postseason play by not having certain things that you're capable of doing. If you're Towson, what you have to try to do is make these shots that they're taking a little bit more difficult and try to limit them. But you're not going to stop the try from getting these threes off. They're just too good.
Possession arrow favoring the Tigers. Towson's in the bonus. Still 2 fouls to give for Towson. And it's going to be a foul on Britt for William and Mary. So 19 fouls, still a 1-and-1 here, and that stops the clock with 2:08 to go. Britt picks up his third. How about that shot by Thornton that we just saw, Ron, for William and Mary? His first points in over 13 minutes. It seems like he's been scoring every couple minutes, but it was in a little bit of a drought there.
Well, and during that drought, Rustovan did a great job at carrying the load. Now he's not in there, so now Thornton has to go back to getting the job done.
Omar Pruitt, CAA Rookie of the Year, comes back in for Tarpey. And Raphael Guthrie with one more free throw, a guy that was the leading scorer off the bench last year and this year. Then he inserted him into the starting lineup. This is his 8th start in a row today. And the senior out of Washington, D.C. with 1 of 2. So a couple of crucial free throw misses by the Tigers in the last 2 trips, and we would have been tied here at 73.
Each possession, we're going to see a steady diet of Thornton, a steady diet of Britt, and then they're going to sprinkle in a little Gaylord.
Yep, there's Gaylord right now. Gaylord got it back, kicks it for Britt. Almost fell down, takes it right in, doesn't go. Tipped by Sheldon, out of bounds to Towson. 1:42 to go in the CAA Championship semifinal game number 2. The winner takes on Delaware tomorrow night for the title right here on NBCSN.
You know, that possession, William and Mary, they got a solid shot. Excellent effort. And right there, you see Britt got his fingertips right on it. Officials all over it.
Mike Corey, Ron Towson, Dallin Cuff coming to you from the Baltimore Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. Coming down to a minute and a half remaining. Towson has never been to the CAA championship game.
If I'm Towson, I go to Benjamin, but I try to give it to Benjamin a little closer to the basket. Because right now, this far away, the defensive help can set itself up.
Benjamin's traveling violation. Took steps with a minute and 15 left.
That's why it's better to give it to him on the block. Because when you're at the top of the key, the weak side guys are staring at you. And that time, he tried to go a little bit too quickly and travel.
Now there's some emotion from Benjamin, upset with the turnover. And Towson takes a timeout. 1:15 remaining. William and Mary ball up 2. Towson with 2 timeouts left, try with 3.
If you're Pat Scarry right now, you have to prepare for what you think William and Mary is going to come down and run. And you have to decide, do we go zone? Do we go man? If we go man, Thornton's starting to pick it up a little bit. We can't afford to get in a situation where we let him turn corners. Do we switch or do we trap? All of those rules or all of those ideas have to be conveyed to your ball club, because as we get later in the game, you're not going to be able to call timeouts each and every possession. And William and Mary, on the other hand, they have to know, are they in the zone? Are they in the man? If they're in the zone, we're looking for this. If we're in the man, we're looking for that. But you're going to see a steady diet of Thornton, Britt, and Gaylord as we come down this final stretch.
Britt is 4 for 5 from 3-point range today. Thornton 2 of 6. Keep an eye on the shooters. 11 of 21 of the try from 3-point range. How huge will a 3-pointer be here for William and Mary? See if they try to set something up. Pruitt for Thornton. They use some clock. Sheldon got it to Thornton. Gaylord back to Thornton. 10 to shoot. 50 seconds to go in the game. Gaylord got hit and fouled by Benjamin. Now Gaylord, a 62% free throw shooter, but that's just the 16th foul, so they do not have free throws coming. One more and they will shoot. So that resets the shot clock at 35 here. Ron changes things a little bit now. 45 seconds to go.
No doubt. Right now they have more time to run their half-court set. They're not in a hurry.
They could run it down to 10 seconds.
Look for them to run the same play they just ran, because off of that ball screen by Thornton, they were able to pull 2 defenders, which had Gaylord open on the wing.
Sheldon. Britt, a long 3. Front rim, rebound Guthrie. 20 seconds, length to the floor for Davis. Couldn't hang on, he was out of bounds. And it's try ball with 18.1 seconds. As Pat Scarry wants a timeout.
Right now, I tell you what, Guthrie's really frustrated with himself, because that was a pass he didn't have to make. You already have the ball in the lead. Just hold on to it and burn the clock.
Oh, I don't know if Davis is out of bounds there. That left foot, he was still in bounds.
He sure was. He sure was.
That left foot comes down before the white line. Look at it again. Watch this. He doesn't quite have the ball, but his left foot, now he's in midair. Now he throws it, and that ball's still in play.
Yeah, that.
Ooh.
But they wouldn't have been in this situation right now if Guthrie just pulled it out.
That's a bad pass, yeah. I know what his idea was, Ron. You're right. Looked like he was streaking ahead, but look at this.
This is the best angle right here. Look at his left foot. He's in bounds.
His left foot's in.
He's in bounds. Yep. And he threw it off of Britt.
The ball stayed in play, though. Play should have just continued.
Yeah. That's a tough one. And we have the benefit of seeing it in slow motion. We rewound it about 4 times.
Yeah.
The officials have to sprint, get in the right spots, and make these calls at game speed.
And that's not something you can review. If there was a ball that was tipped by 2 players, 1 for each team going out of bounds, under 2 minutes remaining, the officials can go to the monitor then and determine who it went off of out of bounds.
But that wasn't
this is not
play.
A reviewable play, right?
Exactly.
So they made the call. He's out. And with 18.1 seconds to go, Towson has to foul here. The official's still conferring, but I don't think there's anything that can be done. And it's William & Mary up by 2 points. So Towson's got one more timeout left.
Julian Boltner comes into the game right now for William & Mary. He's another solid free throw shooter at 67%. But you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to try to get the ball in the hands of either Britt, who shoots 74%, or in Marcus Thornton, who's shooting 78%.
Well, we're just being told that the officials are checking that last play about the out of bounds to see, whether he was out. Now, we obviously saw that he was in when he did throw that ball back into play, so they are going to check it. But this is almost kind of like one of those NFL things. The play doesn't continue because it's blown dead, if you will. So they would have to go to the possession arrow to see, who should have possession of the ball, because the whistle blows. He says he's out of bounds, and the play, you don't know who would have gotten the ball. So there's his left foot. He is inbounds. They called him out. And that's what you're looking at right there. So they are able to go, I guess, and review that call there, Ron. But as we were just told, it has to go to the possession arrow to determine who should have the ball, because they blew it dead, if you will. The call was he was out of bounds. So the ball should have been live, but play didn't continue.
And the official just said that if he was bobbling the ball when he jumped out of bounds, they're going to say that it was an inadvertent. If he had control of the ball and they blew the whistle, it's going to be an inadvertent whistle. So therefore, Towson retains possession. If he was falling out of bounds and he was bobbling the ball and it came back in, it's still going to be Towson's ball from what he was explaining to me. What they're trying to do in a nutshell is get the call right.
Yes,
is get the call right.
Yep. Well, it's a huge call, obviously, and you do want to have it right. The right call was that he was not out of bounds, but there was a lot of things going on here because they stopped the play. So
he said that if he was bobbling the ball as he went out of bounds, that means he didn't have possession. So they were going to go to the arrow.
Okay.
The arrow was Towson's ball, and if he had possession and the whistle blew, it was an inadvertent whistle. So either way, it's Towson's ball. They got it right.
That's the new addition this year with the monitor review and how many times the officials can go to it so they get it right. The possession arrow favors Towson, and that's where they've come up with the possession. So it's a 2-point lead for William & Mary, and Burwell to inbound. They do have a timeout. They get it into Penniman.
They have enough time.
10 seconds. Penniman. Taking it to the hole. Got it stripped. Ball in the bounds. This is William & Mary ball.
Excellent job by Marcus Thornton. He snapped down on the dribble and hit that ball just enough for Benjamin to lose control.
And they're going to go right back to the monitor and do it again. So Tim Nestor heads over, and they want to make sure they got this one right. And this is what you can do. This is what we were told, that when it goes out and it's tipped by a player for each team under 2 minutes, there's where you go to the monitor. So that's what they're doing. They can definitely do this to see, hey, whose ball is it, and make sure that they got this one right. William & Mary was the call. 5.5 seconds. We'll look at it again.
Watch Marcus Thornton at the top of your screen. He comes in, gets a hand on the ball right there. In under 2 minutes, they can go and review it, and they're trying to see who was the last one to touch it.
And is this Towson ball here? Look. Let's look at the end of it. There's the touch by Benjamin. Okay, now that's out. From that angle, it looks like it might have been touched by William & Mary, but I think on our previous one, you can see that it looked like Benjamin did hit it.
I really think that one's off of Towson. I thought Benjamin was the last one to touch it.
Right here. This is the one. This is the angle.
That's Tarpey right there. Benjamin goes after it.
Look at Benjamin in white right there. There's the right hand.
Yeah. Does Tarpey hit it? Nope. Yeah, that's off Benjamin. That one's off Benjamin.
Yeah, and they're going to say, William and Mary Bob is going to say the Tribe fans would be somewhat irate, to put it bluntly, of two calls like that saying, hey, we're not going to get either one of them, so they do have it now. Still 5.5 seconds. Boatner to inbound. They have 3 timeouts. And they're going to use one of them.
William and Mary. William and Mary has 2 timeouts remaining.
So 2 timeouts left for the Tribe. Still leading by 2 with 5.5 left.
I like the idea of Towson putting someone on the ball so William and Mary didn't have a clear shot to inbound the ball. Right now, if you put someone on the ball, the pass that has to be made is a much, much shorter pass, which enables you defensively to potentially go for a steal, shoot the passing lane, or be right there on the catch to make a foul. If you're Towson, any screen, any cross that is set, look for them to switch and be right there on the catch. They have nothing to lose if you're Towson for being overly aggressive on the pass and going for those steals.
What did you think of the last play with Towson when they had it? They got it back after they changed the call. They gave it to the hands of Benjamin, of course.
I like Benjamin operating a little bit more in the mid-post area, in the short corner, operating from the wing. With him closer to the basket, if he posts and makes a strong move, they cannot stop it.
Boatner needs to get it in. Does so to Thornton. And fouled quickly by Guthrie. So that's the guy they wanted to get it into. Thornton, the best free throw shooter for the Tribe at 78%. And can really ice it here with these 2 free throws.
There's some guys that shoot free throws well throughout the course of the game. But then there are other guys that can close. And Marcus Thornton's one of those guys that when you're trying to close a game, you want him on the floor. Because we already seen him make a defensive play, and we already know what he can do offensively.
We'll have this guy back for another year, just a junior. Not far from his hometown in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Three-point lead.
If he makes this one, if I'm William and Mary, I pick up full court. I don't allow them just to run it down my throat. I pick up full court and have weak side support, almost like you do in your half-court defenses. You have the guys behind the ball come over and crowd the middle and force them to take time to bring the ball up court. If you go back into a man-to-man, they can drive it right down.
So Jarrell Benjamin, 2-time CAA Player of the Year. This is where he traveled before, so that's the turnover. He was upset with himself there, then comes out and fouls Gaylord that time, and here's the final play, and got it knocked away, and he knocked it out of bounds.
And make no mistake about it, Pat Scarry gave the ball to the right person.
Oh, yeah.
That's the player of the year in the conference. He's going to be the one to make the play to win it for you or lose it for you, but all roads must go through Benjamin. Pat Scarry did the right thing. The last 2 plays should have been run for him.
School record 23 wins and counting for the Towson Tigers. Coach Scarry hoping that Thornton misses this free throw. They have some magic. Even if it is a 4-point game, a 4.9, although it's going to be tough. Thornton's got 20 points, 4 of 6 from the free throw line today. And he iced it for the Tribe. Yes, 75-71. Burwell going deep with it. Benjamin, the catch for 3. No good. Rebound Thornton. William and Mary is going to the CAA championship game for the 3rd time in 7 seasons with a 75-71 win over the Towson Tigers.
I tell you, William and Mary, they always find a way to win this time of year. And I credit Tony Shaver for getting these guys to this point. Yesterday's game, they weren't playing well at all. Whatever he said to them at halftime of yesterday's game, this team came out with a new look on their face. They closed the game with the tear yesterday. Things continued on today. And that guy right there is my player of the game yesterday and today because he got these guys to believe when things weren't going well that they could get through this game.
Towson's quest for the CAA championship denied today by William and Mary and the Tribe, who led the entire second half, win it by 4, never relinquished the lead.
The interesting thing about today's game is this was a total team effort, I think, defensively by William and Mary. Individually, one-on-one situations, Towson clearly had the advantage. But today, defensively, I thought that the weak side support guys for William and Mary, they were there. I thought at times in the second half, they out-scrapped and outworked Towson.
Let's go over to Dallin and standing by with William and Mary's head coach, Tony Shaver.
Coach Shaver, third time now in 7 years you're headed to the championships. You seem pretty emotional. What's going on right now?
I'm proud of this team. I mean, I'm really proud of this team. I mean, a lot of people buried us at times this year, and this team really competes. Basically playing Towson on their home floor here in front of their home crowd, and we competed like champions today.
You talked about defensive rebounds at halftime. You had to do it. You did much better in the second half on the glass. What does it mean to you guys to really out-tough a really tough team?
Well, we really did. I mean, we were very, very tough on the boards. We manned up a little bit more in that second half. 5-man gang rebounding right now, and Bitterman tried to take it over for a while. We started doubling a little bit, but I just couldn't be proud of our players.
And now you're 40 minutes away from making history. One of 5 programs that not played the NCAA tournament. So if you get a chance to get over this hump, what would this mean for you and for the program and the history of William & Mary?
Well, first of all, that's not this team's burden. They haven't played for the last 200 years, so we won't talk about that. But I will tell you this: if we're successful tomorrow, there are going to be a lot of people that have been a part of this, a lot of people proud of this, and we can all hang our hat on that. But we got a tough one tomorrow, though.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Congratulations. Really appreciate it.
All right, Dallin, and there is a lot of great coaches in this league. There's no doubt you feel for Coach Pat Scarry, the job that he has done, but what a job as well for Tony Shaver, and it means a lot to him. You could just see it right there. Congratulations to the Tribe. Going on to take on Delaware for the CAA championship tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on NBCSN. Final score, William & Mary, 75. Towson, 71. Marcus Thornton, 21 points. Jarrell Benjamin and the Tigers, their season coming to an end. William & Mary moving on for the title game tomorrow versus Delaware with a win here in the semifinals in Baltimore. Let's go now to our NBCSN studio.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour, NHL action. The defending Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks taking on these Buffalo Sabres. That's coming up. Hi, everybody. Cara Lamano alongside Donnie Marshall in our Connecticut studios. Quite an ending to that William & Mary Towson game. Now William & Mary needs to scale it back, focus on the next game, which is Delaware. What can we expect from this upcoming matchup?
Well, first, some questionable plays for Towson down the stretch. And you'll get into this situation. You'll say, hey, maybe they didn't deserve the win. Well, they didn't, because William & Mary played that much better. 55% from the field, shot the lights out, 50 from three-point range, made 11 threes. So you have to give William & Mary a lot of credit. But you're right. You have to now scale it back a little bit, understand where you're at. The coach it looked like he wanted to tear up. He was so excited for his team. This is what this time of year is all about. But you have Delaware, you're 40 minutes away, and that 40 minutes can seem so close, but still yet so far away for a team like William & Mary.
It feels like the conference championship, but it's not. Let's show you how Delaware advanced earlier in the day as we head out and look at some highlights here. First half, Northeastern down by 2. David Walker putting on an impressive display there, tied it up at 37. Delaware, though, Donnie, you talked a lot about their high-powered offense throughout the day, and Devon Usher had a great game.
Oh, he was huge. I mean, you talk about guys who step up at different times. 5 players in double figures led by Usher, 3 Sadler, Baptiste, Anderson. This is what Delaware is. They had a slow start in the first half, but they got it together late in this game. They are a high-powered offense. You see them right there. That's about their average for points. William & Mary, again, they have their hands full.
Yeah, so they're 1 win away from their first NCAA bid since 1999. And if tonight was an indication, a good game on tap for the future and that championship. All right, let's move on to the team that we're going to be talking a lot about in the coming weeks. The Wichita State Shockers taking on Indiana State. Anthony Early in this crew, man, they are just impressive, Donnie.
They really are. You talk again about a team that's deep, that has balance, that plays together. They're a selfless team. All they think about is winning, not can I be the man. And when you have a guy obviously like Van Vliet player of the year in the Valley. It helps you, but Greg Marshall knows exactly who he is. He knows who his team is. They lock you down defensively. This team, to me, is the most complete and most prepared heading into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Wichita State making easy work of Indiana State. They get the win 83-69. They become the second team ever to start a season 34-0. Talk about pressure. And the first team to enter the NCAA tournament unbeaten since UNLV 23 years ago, which is so hard to believe. All right, let's take a look, Donnie, at the teams that have already punched their tickets to the NCAA tournament. You see Harvard and Eastern Kentucky at the top. Today we found out Coastal Carolina, Wichita State, and Mercer will be alongside them. Let's go back to Wichita State for a moment, though, because you look at strength of schedule, quality wins, all these terms that are constantly thrown out when you talk about Wichita State and what they've done this season. Not in a power conference. Do they deserve a number one seed?
Absolutely. No question in my mind. People will talk of strength of schedule. They will talk about the power rankings, where they finish. Should they be number 1, 2? Where should you send them? There's so much more that goes into these teams getting those higher seeds. Their fanfare. The NCAA wants teams that are going to have good following. Not only that, great stories. This team has a ton of storylines. You said earlier there's a little bit of pressure. This is a great pressure, and you know that as a former athlete. When you have pressure, it makes you play better. That's what Greg Marshall's telling his team. Pressure is great. The teams that are sitting at home, that are on spring break, no pressure whatsoever. So compare it to that.
Exactly. All right, we'll move on. Hometown hero Patrick Kane back in Buffalo for the first time since 2010. That game coming up at the bottom of the hour. We'll be right back with more right after this. Stay with us.
Fire up your breakfast